that they're doing here is ABBQ is celebrating 2-year anniversary, and it's going to come up on Sunday, and they have got the huge buffet that is planned with all of their great menu items, and they are selling tickets. Now, they're going to have live bands throughout the day, but they're going to give away 2 family 4-packs. Each pack includes 2 adults, 2 kids for the buffet for Sunday. We'll pick a couple of winners, one during the 1 p.m., one during the 2 p.m. hour. So if I were you, I would get on over here and put your name in the hat, because they're going to do everything they need to make sure they got a full buffet and you can enjoy everything that's going on.
And Joe, just for everybody to know, though, it is open to everybody. So you can come out Sunday and enjoy the music, enjoy the barbecue, whatever you want to do out here. But obviously, if you want that buffet for free, you can head on over and possibly win you and your kids some free barbecue.
Yeah, it's a 4-pack, and so you can't go wrong. And especially if you are hanging out with the family and celebrating Independence Day, it will be Sunday. So come on by now. They will have bands all day long from brunch all the way through. And we're talking about a couple of dudes, Brian and Darren from Split Tones, along with a couple of others. Face painting, Be Easy Band will be on in the afternoon. So all sorts of things going on here. So we would love to see you, ABBQ, right here on Atlantic Boulevard. Come on by and say hello, you Nooners, to XL Primetime and get your name in the box. All right, so let's start out with the very obvious. This is Moto. We go Moto on. You hear Master of the Obvious. When it came down yesterday that Cam Robinson was suspended for 4 games, and we might make this a little bit of a text line topic, and JJ will set up a separate Twitter poll question, but I would like to know, what is the first thing you thought when you saw Cam Robinson suspended for 4 games? What was the first thing you thought? Because a lot of people probably have a lot of different ideas. Matt, I'm looking at you, and I'm gonna try and read your mind.
I don't know if
I'm going to do the amazing Karnak right now, and I pull out of the hat, and you said Walker Little is going to steal his job and keep it.
No, I don't think that at all. Actually, what I think is I don't know none of us know what really happened, what it was, or how, or was it originally 6 and it went down to 4, or was it 4 and he couldn't get it down to 2? None of us know that. He's at 4 games right now. That's where we are. That's the foundation right now. So the obvious question then becomes is, how much work does he get in camp with the ones, right?
Yeah,
because if
he
gone,
will practice the entire camp.
If he's gone for the first 4 games of the season, I think Walker Little's got to be the guy working with the ones the entire way. The entire way. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see how it works out. But that, to me, is the first question is, okay, it's 4. If it was 6, I think there's no question that Walker Little's working with the ones every day in camp.
Right.
It's 4. It's 4 is still a lot of games, man.
Oh, my gosh. That's
so,
I'm going
to that's still the question is, does Cam rotate in a little, or do you want to get Walker to the point where it's like literally breathing, the connection with the rest of the line?
And, Matt, let's also mention the fact that 4 games lies in that in-between is you're in London. So what do you do then also, because you're going to be traveling to London, but he's suspended that 4th game, but not that possible 5th game with the Bills. So do you have him trying to get ready to be able to play against Bills, which when we're looking at this list of teams, and we'll go over that more in depth, Bills is the best defense probably they'll face within that time. So are you trying to get Cam ready, or are you wanting to have Walker Little comfortable enough to just go ahead and stick to that next game in London in that 5th game and kind of work Cam in later?
I think there's no doubt in anyone's mind out there, and you Nooners can hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Give us the first thought you had when you saw the news, and then you can go beyond that and tell us what you're thinking based on what we're talking about right now. But I think it's Walker Little's job to keep is what I thought immediately. But yes, when we're talking about those very important games, the 4th and the 5th games, and we're talking about, hey, Cam, you're not going to be able to come over with us because you can't be an official part of the team in week 4. But go ahead and pack a bag for a week, and we're going to get you a little, we're going to fly you across the pond and get you ready. Or is it a 3-1 start for this football team? Is it a 2-2 start? What is it that you would need to see and know that Walker Little has solidified his spot?
I can tell you the number 2 thing I thought of. You'll never Karnak this one, okay? One of those 3 guys, of those 3 tackles that they have, Walker Little, Cam Robinson, Anton Harrison, one of them's going to be pissed off they're not playing in week 5 because they're all going to be preparing.
Right.
Yeah.
The 2 guys that played the first 4 weeks, what if they play really well? Right? And then if you're the staff and you say, well, Anton Harrison's playing really well at right tackle, we're not moving Walker. Walker might be the better player, but he's playing really well. Anton is. Yeah. So then you're going to sit Walker Little, who again is clearly one of your best 5, but in the long run, is better than the guy you got at left tackle. That's also, Joe, I think at some point you have to think, let's think long term.
Mm-hmm.
If Walker Little is really playing well after 4 games and he's finding a groove and your quarterback's not getting touched, he is clearly your left tackle of the future. The other guy you're letting go at the end of the season, why would you mess with it?
That's the essence of what we're talking about. But, as I told you all earlier, splinters in Cam Robinson's behind is expensive for riding the bench.
Yeah.
It's really expensive.
I agree with that, but at some point, isn't it just, all right, well, we got the better guy on the field right now.
Yeah, the bottom line is you want to protect Trevor, and whoever is protecting Trevor and is able to obviously have that availability on the field is the most important thing, especially when you're kicking off the season with a young guy like Anton Harrison. And obviously, like you said, Matt, that is an interesting question because I think a lot of people have been just addressing it as in, like, what do we do with Walker Little and Cam Robinson?
Right.
But this also could affect Anton because if he is playing well, but Walker Little's playing well, but you do want to see if Cam can come out there and take it to that next level, what do you do with that offensive line at that point?
Not only that, we have no idea. Anton Harrison could struggle.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He could struggle, and then as soon as Cam comes back, you just rotate
Flop
Walker
him
over
and
there.
pop him over there.
Right.
Yeah.
And look, you don't want I think most Jaguar fans out there are going, no, don't even say that.
But then we're like first-round draft pick, oh, no.
Yeah.
Well, but I mean,
I know.
Some guys struggle early.
But it's a
possibility.
it's not just a possibility. It may be closer to a reality.
A reality, right.
Okay, because it is not easy for anybody at that level to step in and take over a starting spot when you're a newbie, they call you a rookie for a reason. And so if we look at it, all right, you got
for a
Indy,
team that's going to throw it 35 times a game, too.
Yeah.
You got Indy, Houston, KC, and Atlanta. All right? Now, I can poke holes in Indy. I can poke holes in Houston. We all know what Kansas City represents on both sides of the football, and I can poke holes in the Atlanta Falcons. I don't have any problem doing that on the defensive side for any of these teams. But at the same time, we can't be presuming that Walker Little is going to lock down left and that Anton Harrison is not going to look like a rookie on the right. Can't do it. And so Jaguar fans got to figure it out.
Well, and I think that's part of it too, Joe, is because where do they have to be for you to be confident to keep them? Because it is going to take a little bit of time to kind of get up to speed and get that NFL speed that we talk about all the time. And so if by that week 4 you're like, man, Anton Harrison in this last 4 weeks has progressed every single game, do you give him a little more time, or do you say, hey, let's go with the guy in Cam that we're paying and we know can actually, can come out there, and how ready will Cam be?
Yeah, well,
I mean, we're literally analyzing this thing. It's literally paralysis by analysis. At the end of the day, they're probably thinking, all right, if they're playing well, we're going to keep them there.
Yeah.
Or all right, if they're playing well, then Cam will come in and we'll slide Walker at the left guard.
Yeah.
We don't know. Obviously, and I was saying this all off season. These guys right now get the benefit of the doubt. They turned 3-14 into 10-9. Okay. And we're a play away from being in a position to win that game in Kansas City. So I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt.
Right.
But it certainly is an idea of, okay, this is intriguing. What happens? Because chemistry is so big, and I know people think it's like, it's this hokey and contrived thing. It's not.
No.
It's not. Chemistry is a
Not when it
big
comes to
deal on a
O-line.
team. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
us in the position and the actual locker room.
Yeah.
Like, if you take someone out who's playing really well, and you put another guy in because he's making $18 million?
Yeah.
And
you're right.
That's not good.
It's cohesiveness, period. It's Trevor trusting the people in front of him. It's the people in front of him not getting him killed. It's the run game getting going. It's all this stuff. So if let's just advance it one little more step. Okay, so Walker is playing above average but not lights out. Cam had a great training camp and did everything he needed to prove that he was still a dominant lineman. Anton Harrison stays on that right side. Maybe better than you expected label will go on Anton Harrison. So now, do you say, all right, and let me add to that, the left guard position is not completely solidified, meaning Ty Shatley, Ben Barch, whoever it is, both of these guys, neither one of them dominated and won that left guard position overwhelmingly. So, do you put the highest price Cam Robinson back at left tackle and move Walker Little in, who has already cross-trained at multiple positions, or do you say, Cam, you're going to have to eat this. You're going to have to eat this because you missed the last 4 games, and you're going to have to step inside because you're still one of our best 5 offensive linemen.
Okay, so is your idea that Cam or that Walker Little has played okay?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
All right. It's not, it's not even a question.
His idea is that left guard is a question. The left guard spot with Ben Barch, or like, what do you do there? Is that what you're saying? So if Ben Barch, do you rotate him inside and put Cam back in that left tackle? And I would say yes, because I think we've had this conversation of put the best 5 guys out on the field a lot of times. And I know people don't want to hear me talk about the Bears, and the Bears' offensive line was terrible last season. But one of the guys that really shined was Tevin, and he was drafted as a left tackle, moved to a right tackle, moved to left guard, and then, right guard, and now this year's playing left guard. And he's played all of those positions well, but they've stuck him because he's so versatile. You're able to do that with him. So if Walker Little is that guy who is able to play multiple positions, and that way you have your best 5 offensive linemen on the field in front of Trevor Lawrence, I think you have to do that.
So for me, no chance I'm moving him inside. That's literally a war every play inside. I'm not putting my left tackle of the future inside at left guard. First off, he's not the size of a guard. He's not the shape and size. Remember we were talking about right? Neither. Remember we were talking. You guys made fun of me, the big thighs and big ass. That's what those guys have. He's not like that. He's built differently. He's built like a tackle.
He's built like
a
Tony
Baselli. Long guy. Yes. He's not a guy that's going to go inside there and get beat up. I would never do that. So if he is truly your left tackle of the future, I would never put him inside there where who knows.
Even if your biggest weakness is at that left guard position, and that's what's killing your offensive line at the time.
Yeah, look, I hate to even say stuff like this. That's an injury waiting to happen, man.
Well, if you are inexperienced, and let's just use the Chiefs as an example here. Let's go past Indy. Let's go past Houston. And I'm not even going to put Walker Little there at that point because he won't be. But if you take the Chiefs as an example, Chris Jones, he comes out yesterday. He says, I want to be, I want to lead the league in sacks. I want to do this. I want to do that because he was such a dominant figure inside. Now, the Walker Littles of the world or whomever – has to block that guy and have an answer for that guy. So that's your what is it called? Bowling balls and butcher knives inside because it is an absolute fight.
A war in there, man. It's a white-knuckle fight, yes.
And when you're looking at a lot of the teams the Jags play this year, a majority of them, that interior is a bit scarier than the outside, the edge positions, too. And even in those first 4 games, which obviously we'll discuss that a little bit more, but it is. The interior is a different world, but I just think that if that's where your liability is, you have to put one who you believe is the best guy.
I thought Shatley played well last year.
I did too.
He wasn't a guy where you're like, he's dominating, but I don't think he was exposed.
So you're expecting another step up from
I don't even know if I am. If he plays this way, if he plays the same way this year, I'm all right with that. He wasn't exposed, was he?
Okay.
I mean, except for like against
a couple moments.
Jeffrey Simmons, who exposes everyone, right?
Yeah, but what I'm looking at,
Chris Jones, who exposes everyone.
I'm just looking at everything as far as what they need to do better. They need to be, as an offensive line unit, better than they are. So I'm not saying we need to sit him down because he sucked. I'm just simply saying if you have –
He's easy. He's friend of the program.
Yeah, he is.
Tread lightly.
I love Shatley.
Tread lightly.
And both of them, Ben Barch, either one of these guys. But what I'm simply saying is that this team, they gave up, what was it, in the neighborhood of I'm just going to try and look here real quick and see what the total of sacks were. 35 sacks that they gained, 28 sacks that they gave up. And so I don't mind that 28 number. I really don't.
No, that's not
if it can live below 30, that's huge for this football team. So I'm not saying they did a bad job, but I'm also taking a look at what they need to do as far as knocking people off the ball, the number of first downs that they got. All that stuff counts. The time of possession that they got. All that stuff counts, and it's that interior trio of guys. Luke Fortner's got to get stronger. We're not replacing him because we don't have an argument for a guy behind him right now. But that
also he's pretty good.
Yeah,
yes.
he played well.
He's flat out said he needs to get stronger.
Of course he does.
Lageman, Baselli, a lot of these guys.
Well, Shatley needs to get strong, even though his strength is
his greatest strength. Yeah, and so that's what I'm looking at. Is I'm just trying. And the only reason I'm setting the table for that is that if they have two guys that are performing well, one guy that's the most expensive guy on the roster, and he's sitting on the bench, is the left guard position being played well enough that they would just ride
the money on the bench?
Yeah. I mean, that's not easy to do.
I think that's a valid question. Yeah.
I don't know why you're so hung up on that. I don't know why you're so hung up on that.
I'm not hung up on it. I'm just saying if it happens, we got two options here. Is that
if everybody's playing well on the line and they're 4-0 or 3-1,
right.
The one game they lost was close, and the pressures aren't a big deal.
Yeah.
Sit down. Sit the $18 million on the bench.
Yeah, but guess what? Guess what? What if they're 2-2?
Mm-hmm.
Well, then it might be different.
What if they're 2-2?
But it also depends on how they're playing 2-2.
Right.
Like to your previous point, if Walker is just okay, he's given up a sack, he's given up some pressures, I'd stick Cam in there then.
Right.
No question.
If they're 2-2, they've dropped one to the Chiefs, a surprise loss to the Falcons, let's just say, whatever it might be, and then they got the Bills. Mm-hmm. Bills are Week 5. Yeah, Bills are Week 5. We're talking about a massive game that's coming up next. You really do have to make a decision.
It's a big decision.
Yeah. You got to take a look at that and say, okay, hey, Cam, we were flying you coach, but Trevor just got sacked 4 times. We're flying you first class. Come on out, man. On. Yeah, we're going to pick up that buffet and everything. But get your butt over here. And so that's where we're at, because we have seen Walker Little start 8 games. Okay, that is it. And even though he
looked pretty damn good.
Yeah, he did. Right? There's nothing not to be excited about. Okay, because he graded out well.
I'd be thrilled if I was there. Like if I was Balky, I'd be thrilled. Yeah. That's literally your left tackle of the future.
Yeah.
Not even a question.
Oh, yeah. Herb gets credit for that. Let's not forget.
Right.
He gets the most credit for that one. But that's where we are. So let us know what you're thinking. 641-1010. You can hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures and let us know what you think. But honestly, the first thing I would like to see from you Nooners is what ran through your head when you first heard the news and how you approached it and whether this football team can survive it or not. If you look at the schedule, it does set up well, because they have 2 inside the division opponents. They go on the road. They may see Minshew. They may see AR. We're not quite sure, but we all know that sets up beautifully for them. And then after that, they get the Texans, and then it's, okay, let's go toe-to-toe with the defending Super Bowl champions. You couldn't ask for more than that just in terms of the opportunity to start out of the box hot and see if you can prove something.
I think, Joe, just from the Twitter reaction of what I was seeing, I think a lot of people's first instant reaction was, only 4 games. Yeah. Because I really, truly think a lot of people thought he was about to get the 6. Mm-hmm. And that would have, I think, altered things even more.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think that's definitely one of them, because you're looking at it, and I maintained all along, I felt like it was going to be 4 games. There is certainly evidence of recent guys getting suspended that got popped for 6 games. But and the other part of it I heard was just, maybe it was a masking agent as opposed to, the positive test. And so they still get popped for that. Mm-hmm. But, they look at it and they appealed and all that kind of stuff, and it didn't go their way. But basically, if you're almost a quarter of a season missing one of your very important guys, you got to have an answer for it. And, look, Cam came out with his classy statement and said he's going to prepare just like he always has. And, look, he didn't say anything wrong, but he didn't say anything unexpected either.
Yeah.
And so that guy's going to have to come out there with a little humble pie, admit to his wrong. I don't think he's necessarily admitted to anything just yet, but other than apologizing to his teammates.
Well, we've seen Cam kind of in the position before with his back against the wall when there was all the contract talks before before he got his contract in that season, and he stepped up and played the way he needed to play to get the contract. And so now I wouldn't be surprised if Cam was just 1,000% in on this and ready, and comes out and is wanting to take that left tackle spot right back when he's ready.
Yeah, and that's really what it boils down to. This team has not had the luxury of good options depth-wise. And we can go down the line with bad decisions that have been made where they had no other choice but to go with the guy that they had. Why is he a starter? Because there isn't anybody else there, that type of thing. And so now they're at least in a situation where they have answers depth-wise, which this team did not have for the longest amount of time. This is a good problem to have, like we said.
Yeah.
If they start out 3-1 and you got to make a decision on whether you're sitting Cam Robinson down or putting him back in and moving Walker, whatever you do, that is a heck of a good problem to have.
Yeah, you'd rather have a problem of options than a problem of, oh, gosh, what do we do now?
I couldn't help but look at it, okay, and this is the, off Twitter, the Rookie Watch, Jaguar offense heading into 2020. All right, so heading into 2020, you had the 178th pick overall as your quarterback. We call him G, Gardner Minshew. You had an undrafted free agent as your running back in J-Rob. You had the 61st pick in DJ Chark, and you had Chris Conley a guy that was signed through the free agent ranks who didn't do a whole hell of a lot, and you had James O'Shaughnessy. I always felt like James got a little bit of a raw deal because he would get injured at the worst possible time, but still, the 173rd pick in the draft. That's what you had: quarterback, running back, 2 wide receivers, and tight end. Now you've got Trevor, Travis, Ridley, Kirk, and Ingram. And if Ingram signs a tag. So think about that. That is what this team has done in terms of a turnaround from 2020 until now.
Well, I mean, think about the draft picks right now that are playing, okay? Let's go strictly draft picks first on the offensive side of the ball. So you've got your center, right?
Yeah.
Your left tackle, either of your left tackles.
Right.
Your right tackle, your running back, your quarterback, one of your tight ends now, right? Okay. Go over to defense. Your nose and Devon Hamilton, right?
Yep.
Both your rush ends.
Yeah, if you want to still categorize them as that,
Right, whatever you want to call them. Guys that need to get the pressure on the quarterback.
Yeah.
2 linebackers, right?
Yeah.
A corner and both safeties.
Yeah.
No, one of the 2 safeties.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad.
No, not bad.
Compared to 2019, 2018, 2020, not bad.
Yeah, well, they had basically at least a half dozen starters back-to-back years that they pulled through the free agent ranks to come here and immediately start.
Right.
And so you're right about that. And Rayshon obviously was a much better player this past year. Shaq Griffin was a clear mistake this past year, and they moved on past him. So that's where you're at. All right, Matt in Baker County, you can hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. For the life of me, I can't figure out why people say Cam is better. Take a small portion of great over a lot of average and go from there. And look, I won't debate you, dude. I am not debating you. I'm trying to present a couple of different options because what I have seen from Walker Little, I like. I think most people would agree with that, especially down the stretch when it mattered most at the most important position, not named Trevor Lawrence or not named quarterback. And so it was a huge, huge step forward for him. It's a smaller sample size, and Cam Robinson has a bigger sample size, and it has been lukewarm or above average, but barely at best. That is what Cam's record is right now.
Yeah.
Even though he's got paid a ton.
Yeah.
It's been a slightly above average career for him. Now, we went back and we looked at the sacks allowed and pressures allowed, and they were respectable numbers, at least with the metrics that PFF uses. But I don't think anybody looked at Cam too long and said, that guy is dominating.
You know what's funny, though, is I hear Baselli on the morning show, and I guess I don't want to say he likes Cam, but he thinks Cam is, above solid.
I've been a defender.
He thinks he's a pretty good left tackle.
Yeah, I've been a defender of him. I've had to take,
But I don't see
bullets.
it. I mean, he clearly, you defer to him. He's a freaking Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
But I watch him play, man. It's just I don't get it. I don't get it.
I think he gets clobbered because he becomes nickelback of offensive tackles.
He's 100% nickelback of offensive tackles.
And so there's a danger there. But like I said, I'm not saying he is a lock, and you're a fool if you don't put him right back in there. I'm just saying he has been above average. Now, average. I'm the average Joe. I know what average is all about. Just ask TLD. But we're talking about playing at a much higher level at a very, very important position.
Not only that, I don't really want like above average at protecting like the most important piece in the team.
Oh, yeah.
I want like top 10 protecting a guy who could be one of the best players in the league over the next 10 years.
And that's where we go with the rare is rare, and you want to be elite type of deal. All right, we're going to keep it rolling. We got plenty on the text line. You can hit it 641-1010. But we are at ABBQ, and they are celebrating 2-year anniversary on Sunday, and they've got their family 4-packs that they want you to register to win. We're talking about the big buffet that will be set up on Sunday. They are selling tickets now, but how about you get them for free? So just drop on by, put your name in the hat right here on Atlantic Boulevard as you're heading towards the corner. You know the ABBQ on the left-hand side of the road with the big patio area. They will have bands performing. No charge there. All the local music bands you'll be able to enjoy all day on Sunday, and then you can pick up your tickets or make sure you register to win right here at ABBQ with XL Primetime.
Cruising with XL Primetime in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL.
Sweltering weather, the dog days of summer at the office, and no Jaguars on-field action for 6 whole weeks. So let us help you beat the summer heat with The Scoop. New episodes every Wednesday all summer long on the 1010XL social channels and wherever you get your podcasts.
The Big Deal lineup is back at Sonny's Barbecue. And now there's bacon, Introducing the new candied bacon burger, chicken sandwich, and fried green tomato BLT. All topped with bacon that's coated and crisped in our sweet and spicy rub. Each served with a side and drink starting at $9.99 for a limited time. Or add candied bacon to any sandwich for just $2. Come get a big deal combo today at Sonny's Barbecue. Local pit masters since '68.
We've all been there, right in the middle of a nice, warm shower, and then boom, the water turns ice cold. Well, do I have a solution for you? Just give my friends at Duck Duck Rooter a call. They'll send a plumber over to investigate what's causing the issue. Maybe it's a simple service, or maybe it's time to upgrade your current water heater. Either way, Duck Duck Rooter will provide you with cost-saving options. So stop taking those unplanned cold showers and call Duck Duck Rooter, 904-862-6769, or online at duckduckrooter.com.
Sports injuries are a common issue for both adults and children. Dr. George Barry here, and as a specialist in orthopedic care, the team at Barry Orthopedics and Sports Medicine here in Jacksonville provides comprehensive diagnosis and treatments of all types of sports injuries. With additional training in sports medicine and more than 30 years of experience, the team is available to care for your entire family and help you have fun and stay active. Visit us today at barryorthopedics.com.
And don't forget to check out Breaking Bones Sunday morning, 7:30 on 1010XL.
Are you ready to sizzle up your 4th of July? Southern Steer Butcher has everything you need to make this holiday a mouth-watering success. See our Facebook page for our sparkler sample deal and more.
For tasty tips and juicy breasts, choose Southern Steer Butcher.
Are you tired of having a plain and boring backyard? Really want to impress your family and friends this year? Then stop by Stone Core on Phillips Highway. Imagine hosting guests at your new outdoor kitchen, relaxing by your custom-built fireplace under a brand new pergola. Stone Core can also remodel your old pool deck and beautiful new pavers. Make your backyard wishes a reality. Visit Stone Core on Phillips Highway and let's get started. At stonecore.co, we do outdoors better.
Hunters know patience is part of the game.
Just got to keep hunting.
Jeff Lageman, Captain Kevin Faber, and Captain Kirk Waltz on the Nimnicht Outdoors Show. Presented by Duck Duck Rooter. Saturday morning from 7 to 10 on 1010XL.
I'm Dr. Mitchell Yass, the most unknown world-renowned expert on pain elimination. That's right, elimination. If you've tried medications, injections, physical therapy, chiropractic, even surgery, and still experience pain, then say yes to Yass. I have successfully used the Yass method for over 30 years to help thousands reclaim their lives. To learn more, call me at 904-906-YASS. Let's end your pain and say yes to Yass.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. We're your local family jeweler for 46 years in Jacksonville with a huge selection of diamonds, gemstones, and pre-owned Rolex watches. And Monahan Jewelers is your store for expert jewelry repair turned around in 1 or 2 days. Most jewelry stores take 2 weeks or more, and many stores send your jewelry somewhere else for repair. At Monahan Jewelers, our jewelry repair is done in-house by expert craftsmen, and Monahans can turn around most repairs in a day or two. So bring your jewelry repair to Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
74.3% of those that own a home security system indicate that their security system and products make them feel safe, because security cameras give you peace of mind. Denny Thompson here. Let Tyson Sound and Security assess your home security needs and keep the bad guys out so you can have full peace of mind too. While you're at it, ask them how they can help lower your home insurance payments. Visit TysonSoundandSecurity.com. Tyson Sound and Security, security and automation experts.
At Cannons of Jacksonville, they know that when you're towing anything, you gotta have products you can rely on. With over 50 years of fabrication expertise, the family at Cannons can repair or install precisely what you need to tow with confidence. Whether it's a heavy-duty hitch, trailer frame, gooseneck, tow bar, or any other towing accessory, Cannons will provide you with unmatched precision and durability. For all your towing needs, visit cannonsofjacks.com, where quality and customer satisfaction collide.
Find your why in your next career move at the First Coast YMCA. Everyone can get involved and make a difference in your community at the Y. And if you'd like to turn your passion into a fulfilling career, the Y is an equal opportunity employer and is now hiring youth program leaders, lifeguards, swim instructors, and more. Plus, Y staff enjoy benefits including free YMCA membership and free childcare while you work. Find your passion, find your why in a career at fcymca.org.
When you
choose J-Dog Junk Removal, you're not just hiring a junk removal service. You're investing in a company that believes in making a lasting impact on the lives of our veterans and our community. J-Dog is dedicated to giving back to our local veteran organizations. They have donated over $50,000 in materials and services, ensuring that these valuable organizations have the resources they need to support our veterans. J-Dog Junk Removal, veteran-owned, veteran-operated.
Life is about choices and the decisions you make. I'm David Robbins with Epstein & Robbins. If you're convicted of a DUI, you'll have to face severe consequences. Walking through the doors of the courthouse or appearing at a bond hearing can be extremely intimidating. Without the right lawyer, you're likely to make the wrong decision. Let our team help you make the right decisions in court. Epstein & Robbins, the right choice.
Epstein & Robbins, fighting for your rights since 1975.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars, protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555, Jacksonville. It's a Big Hair Heavy Metal Friday on XL Primetime.
We always like to come up with something that's a little different when it comes to big hair. We got a little Big Hair Heavy Metal Friday as we are at ABBQ right here in Atlantic Beach on Atlantic Boulevard, Texas-style barbecue at the beach. So I'm just going to take that theme, okay, and give us some beach rock songs. And listen,
Beach rock?
Well, anything that
I already
includes,
said JJ a couple bangers now.
Well, that's fine. We can always incorporate our good big hair and good heavy metal.
Beach rock.
But I'm just saying that may
Sounds
have
like I would like it.
Like a beach lyric, a beach theme, or Texas. You can go ZZ Top because you got Texas as a Texas band. I'm not asking for Beach Boys, people.
Matt's just laughing.
Yeah, I'm not asking for Beach Boys.
Because we're going to get Beach Boys on the text line, I guarantee
that's why I'm
it.
making it clear. I'm not asking.
Kokomo, Beach Boys.
Yeah, I'm not asking for that. I'm asking for something that may have a beach theme to it, okay? And as I used to think of the Van Halen song that I swore was called Planet Rock,
right?
Panama would be good,
Oh.
okay? Because
You used to sing Planet Rock.
I used to think it was Planet Rock when I was a kid. Planet Rock. Oh, and I started writing more lyrics for it once I figured out that I was the only guy singing that song.
Oh, I always make up my own lyrics.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So will you sell them to my son-in-law so he can get famous and take care of Hyla? That's what he is, a songwriter in Nashville, and I need to get him a few lyrics. But Texas, beach, ABBQ, whatever you want. But just give us some big hair heavy metal suggestions, just some good rock and roll suggestions. You can hit up JJ the DJ at 641-1010. We are on YouTube. We're streaming live. We've got it set up. Gus is, can I call him Augustus? Am I allowed to?
Augustus or Gus? What do you like, Gus? Gus.
Yeah, but I like the fact
I call him Gus.
When I see the email that says Augustus, I'm like, that's official. I didn't know we had royalty rolling through the 1010XL hallways. So we are streaming on YouTube, so you can check us out there, throw a comment our way, but definitely drop on by. Texas-style barbecue, and here's the deal. With their 2-year anniversary, they're setting it up on Sunday. They're going to have a big party here, bands, local music throughout the day. They got the huge buffet going on, and you look at their menu, you know what they've got, especially if you're a beach person. So they expect to sell out. They are encouraging reservations. That's the easiest thing to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or sign up and try and win these tickets.
Yeah, and obviously you can still come. He's saying make reservations if you don't happen to buy the tickets or win the tickets, because you can still come in and enjoy everything, the live music that's going to be going on, and the barbecue, obviously. You just need that ticket to get the buffet.
Yeah, exactly. So make reservations for the buffet. Make sure you plan on being out here Sunday as they celebrate their 2-year anniversary. ABBQ right here on Atlantic Boulevard. All right, so we're going to get back into the Cam discussion, and let's at least kind of go in this direction, because I got a couple of thoughts off the text line that I want to get to. But the suspension costs Cam Robinson $3.55 million in base salary. And one of the main things is it voids the guaranteed money left in his contract. At least that's some of the thought that is being put out there. Adam Schefter was one of the guys who originally put out the 4-game suspension. It's a costly suspension, and I wonder now if they can do something in terms of attacking that signing bonus, something in that neighborhood.
If you can claw back some of that,
yeah,
and then you're like, all right, well then we trade him, or
because
I don't know what. Look, I'm sure they want 3 valuable tackles on the roster. There's no doubt about that.
Right.
And if you're Cam, honestly, I was thinking about this. I mean, what does Cam care? He's going to get $14 million this year after they pull back from the money from the suspension.
Right.
He'll get $13-14 million. He'll get signed next year to another contract from someone, a 3-year deal. He doesn't care.
Well, I never say people don't care about money because they do.
No. I mean about playing. I mean playing.
Yeah.
Playing time. He's getting paid whether he plays or not.
Well, in the back of his mind is like this. Yeah, even though this hurts me, it ain't going to hurt me.
He knows it's his last year. He's going to get paid no matter what.
Okay, but let's think about it. Whenever he goes and gets paid, he's going to get paid a little bit less because if he gets another suspension, it is a much longer suspension. Yeah. And this is Field Yates.
Wait, you're talking about another suspension now?
No, I'm saying if. But look, this is Field Yates saying this. Field Yates is saying it voids the guaranteed money left on his contract.
Right.
And if that is the case, then the team may be in a more of a power position. And I don't know whether they could trade him and then it gets voided by another team and then he comes in and plays at a lesser price. I'm not sure.
What are you going to get for him at this point?
I don't know. But he's a big left tackle that has started a bunch of games.
Fifth rounder.
I don't know, but how about getting the money off the books and something for him?
And I'm curious of how much is left in that guaranteed because he was guaranteed $33 million. And obviously this is that year 2 and that contract's still another year left. So it has to be a good portion of that 33 that is still left for the guaranteed portion.
I think I would rather have him on the team than to trade him for a fifth because we've seen what they do with 5th and 6th rounders. It didn't work last time. So I'd rather have a third tackle on the team. And just if Walker's playing well, just say, look, you're sitting.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you. You're sitting.
And that might be the case. And I'm telling you, that's the thing that you're going to have to deal with. But I'm looking.
And then what? Let him sit next year, too?
No, they're letting him go.
They'll let him go after this year.
There is no cap hit that is severe at all after this year. And so there's not a lot of dead money that you have to worry about. And so it definitely puts the team in a much better position when it comes to next year. But now you got to figure out whether or not they're going to do something this year. All right, 641-1010. You can hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. You can also hit the pop-off line if you want to chime in on Cam, 207-7071. Real quick, and then we'll get back to this. Matt, coming out of the Georgia Bulldog story that the Atlanta Journal-Constitution ran yesterday, the investigative piece, a lot of fallout, a lot of opinions, people on both sides of this argument, no doubt about it. I'm getting hammered by Bulldog fans, but there was never any suggestion that Kirby was going to have to answer for this, account for this, explain this. He might come out. SEC Media Days is only a few short weeks away. He's definitely going to have to deal with it and comment on it. But in light of what was reported with the investigative piece, anything else that came out?
No, I think until there's a situation where there is a legitimate criminal, a criminal charge against someone, so where it's in court and they're dealing with it, you're not going to see anything. They're just going to continue to have the same response that Georgia had the first time. Was we take it very seriously. We do everything we can to protect students, not student athletes, students on this campus. Blah blah blah. You're going to see all of that. You're going to hear Kirby say, "Look, we're very serious about it. No, we don't have a problem. It's a couple isolated incidents."
But also
doesn't predict what happens. In the previous 7. He's going to say all that stuff. Okay.
Of course.
He's going to say we have a very strong program, a very strong culture. We wouldn't have a strong culture if you don't win back-to-back national championships if you don't have a strong culture. He'll say all those things. But at the end of the day, you cannot deny what's going on right now. You cannot deny that he's got a little control problem. It's odd because he's like an obsessive megalomaniac. But right now, and I say that in a loving way, in a way that
he is a technician at his job.
So it's odd to me that you're in a situation where you've got a guy that is so control obsessive, and he's got guys running around right now. But here's a key. Guess who else was control obsessive? Herb. And look what happened in Florida. Guess who else is control obsessive? Jimbo. Same thing. So was Pete Carroll. Right? So you can go down. We went over these guys. We went over the schools in the last 20 years that have these similar problems. The quote-unquote dynasties. All these guys are control guys, but at some point, guess what? The players start to lead.
Yeah.
Because the players see that they can get away with more and more and more, and then it becomes a situation where they're going to do whatever they can and whatever they want.
Well, and do you think it, and you know this better than I do, but do you think also it gets to the point where those coaches just care more about winning when they're on that rise, and they do have the back-to-back natties that kind of start shining a little heavier, and so they'll turn their eyes away a little bit more.
I think it definitely happens. And I know JJ was making fun of me yesterday, but a majority of these guys, a majority of the coaches really do want these kids to actually be like good men moving forward, as well as great football players, obviously. Do they let others get away, like the elite players of the team get away with things? Absolutely they do. Absolutely. And that leads to problems down the road.
Yeah, and players pushing their absolute limits because they're saying, hey, well, I've gotten away with these couple little things, this speeding ticket or this, and then it starts to just advance into bigger issues,
Absolutely.
And I think that's what we're starting to see.
And as important is you let the elite guys get away with something, then you're the second string linebacker is going to say, well, if they can get away with it, I can get away with something. And then he's going to do something much worse than they did. And then that's when it's going to start to implode. Yeah. Look what this guy did. Now he's in court, or he's got this charge against him.
I'm not even zeroing in on Georgia when I say this, but any coach,
this is every team everywhere. Yeah.
Any coach that knows that they have recruited well and they coach and develop well, they should not live in fear about keeping a guy on their team. They should move on, and that's the only way to basically send the message to the next round of players. Because if you do accept it and you do excuse it away, then other guys like you're describing are going to try and do it and expect to get away with it. And I'm not saying that this is a program run amok. I'm not saying that. Just simply saying that there are enough things bad happening around the University of Georgia football program right now that people are peering in. They can't help but look at it. And look, I don't like what I'm reading. I don't like what is going on. This exchange between Jarrett and the female, was it did she say yes until she said no? You can take her account or his account. There were no charges, okay? But it's still not, it doesn't take an excuse away what's going on, and it's a little bit of a permissive situation.
So Jer Moorhead, who's the president at Georgia, he's highly involved in sports on the campus. And my guess is he let Kirby do what Kirby wanted to do. After he saw this, I guarantee he talked to Kirby and said, this has got to stop. What's going on here has got to stop.
Right.
So let's see what happens now moving forward. And again, we're not saying it's out of control, but there's way too many instances where you see players doing things that they shouldn't be doing. And let's not forget, someone died, okay? These guys were street racing, and someone died. Someone's two, not one, two. And you would think at that point it would be, all right, let's circle the wagons a little bit and figure this out. Maybe they have already. Yeah. A lot of these things are in the past.
Right.
Okay, so maybe they have already. But it's
but this year.
Yeah.
It's this year.
Right. You've got to be in a situation where if you're Kirby Smart, you recognize it. Sometimes these guys have blinders. They don't recognize it. He has to recognize it right now.
Well, and I also think that because of the story that happened with the death, unfortunately, I think a lot of the spotlight got put on just like Jalen Carter, because Jalen Carter was right before the combine was hitting and all of these things were happening and his draft stock, what was going to happen with that. So the focus was so much more on, like, is a team still going to draft Jalen Carter in the top 10? What's going to happen? So you weren't really focusing on the situation and on Georgia. And then now we're hearing all of these other things. So the story's out there now. People are hearing it that it wasn't just an isolated incident. There was multiple incidents, and now you are in the limelight at this point. So any mess up moving forward is going to be a big deal.
Yeah, pretty simple. ABBQ, we are right here on Atlantic Boulevard. If you want to drop on by, get registered for that killer buffet that they have set up for Sunday as they celebrate their 2-year anniversary. They have got it wide open with bands performing all day on Sunday in the great menu, and you have a chance to win those tickets to that buffet. Everything else free. You can come on in, order off the menu, do whatever you want, and enjoy their 2-year anniversary, but definitely put your name in the hat today and see if you can win that buffet. It's for 4. That's 2 adults and 2 kids, which you definitely should love. Now, I don't know whether everybody loves us, but I do feel like one of the subjects that we got today, it says this garbage show is the Nickelback of sports talk radio. Thank you very much. Because I
like Nickelback.
I like Nickelback. I am a fan. There are definitely songs that I absolutely love.
I'm just saying, you're singing the Nickelback songs. You know you will if they come on.
Yeah. I mean, if
Animal have you
comes
seen
on,
the YouTube video where they're on stage and the guy throws a beer bottle at his head?
Yeah. I've not seen that. Yeah.
It's very mean, but he's like, do you guys want to hear rock and roll, or do you want to, because they were screaming at him prior, right?
Yeah.
So he's standing there waiting, and the guy throws a bottle, and it hits him right in the head.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Please don't throw bottles at us.
He walked off with the guitar. They all walked off.
Yeah, not at us. All right. I did ask for a beach and a Texas theme to our Big Hair Heavy Metal Friday, and one has come in with the Ocean from Led Zeppelin.
There
See,
you go.
they're
He's
paying
got your
attention.
vibe.
And he said Josie's going to love it, so that I appreciate because any of those suggestions when it comes to Big Hair Heavy Metal or any rock and roll that you can come up with, especially when you get ready for the 4th of July. Do you have playlist plans for the 4th of July? Do you always do you
I
think
do, yes.
Yeah.
I do playlists for everything though.
Yeah?
So I
Do
have
you
a
really?
I have a playlist for like almost every weekend of if something special is going on, whether it be a birthday or whether it be a holiday, whatever. So I will definitely have a 4th of July playlist.
All right.
Do you have like a travel list, like when you're driving the car for a long way?
Yes,
All right.
I hate driving, so I try not to have to drive too far. But when I do, I definitely have a playlist. I have my travel playlist when I'm on a plane somewhere, whatever. Like I'm going to do that weekend, I will have a playlist based around what I'm doing.
The pioneer of surf rock music, Nitro.
I've heard of Nitro before.
Yeah, Nitro. Or let's see the other one.
You'll know that song when they
I think that's the song title. So
That's
Nitro or
yeah.
Have a Nagila, is that how you say it? By Dick Dale.
Yeah, so there you go. That's another one that has been guaranteed. That we will love it. All right, 641-1010. You can hit those if you want. A couple of other things that we do need to get into that are Jaguar related, but not necessarily Cam Robinson related that we can talk about, that we can get into a little bit, is the discussion of where this football team is at. During this offseason, they didn't do a whole heck of a lot when it came to free agents, but they definitely put themselves in position by getting Calvin Ridley on board. They put themselves in position by drafting well, by answering that Cam Robinson suspension with a first-round draft pick. So in the 1 o'clock hour, I want to get into a little bit about what they did in the offseason, because in some ways it was their best. In some ways it might have been the quietest in a while, and that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Because if you think about what this team has gone through over the last handful of years, either bust, questionable signings, whatever the case may be, quiet is good in this situation.
Well, yeah, because if you're having to make a million moves, the past shows that usually means that things weren't going too well inside the season.
I mean, it is pretty simple, is that you basically have to put yourself in a situation where what you've got is good. Now coach around it, coach them up, keep developing them. That's what they're trying to do right now, that's for sure.
Let's get some second contract guys that you're confident in signing, because that's been a major issue with the Jags and previous. I want to say like the bottom two are Jags, Bears, and re-signing players that they've drafted and keeping them long term.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, simple as that. All right, one college thing that I was looking at, Matt, we can bring this up before we hit the top, and then we'll get back to your Jaguars as far as the offseason and how it went, was the transfer portal. And the basic idea is the NCAA is going to try and cut the time in half as far as the decision time that players have to enter the portal. What do you think about it?
So I can tell you what the coaches want. The coaches wanted like 2 weeks or 10 days.
They want it to be quick.
went as small as possible. But
makes sense.
But it was originally 60. They figured out that basically the majority, and by the majority it's like 90 or more percent of the players that go in the portal go in the first 30 days.
Mm-hmm.
So they shortened it to 30 days. I don't know if it's going to have much of an impact. Had they gone to 10, then I think it would have been interesting.
But I still think when you say you cut something in half, that is pretty
Well, here's the key,
significant.
too. It's not, because I'll tell you why. The key is you just have to be in the portal
right
by the end of the 30 days.
Uh-huh.
So you can come back out anytime you want, go back to your school, but you have to be in the portal to transfer. So you can be thinking, I may or may not transfer, and I'm going to go in the portal just because I may or may not, right? You just have to be in the portal. So, in other words, like let's say it's from March 15 to April 15, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to transfer within March 15 to April 15. You see what I'm saying? Once you're in, you can transfer all the way up to the first day of classes in August. That's for the spring portal. The winter portal's different. So you just got to be in the portal. So I think you're going to see a lot of guys just get in to get in.
Well, yeah.
Now the question is, the problem there is a lot of coaches, when players get in, they say you're out. That's it. You're done. You don't want to be here. You're out. And
That's
they
what I was
can't
about to
come
say.
back.
Where's the negative in it?
Yeah.
Which that makes sense, because obviously they're looking at that. Well, if you're even looking at other options than playing for my school, then go ahead and go.
Yeah, it's that's kind of why the coaches wanted the shorter. They want the shorter window, because then you literally look at people and you say, look, you have 10 days to make a decision.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to get the guys who have always wanted to leave will be the guys to make that decision.
Mm-hmm.
The problem, what they're trying to do is they're trying to eliminate Joe Coward, the coach at the Florida Gators, coming up, and he sees Gus, his star linebacker at NC State. We got to get him, man. Well, now it's past 10 days. He can't get in the portal.
Mm-hmm.
So they're trying to get away from teams actually going and tampering with other players.
Well, yeah, tampering's a big deal.
So the more days in the window, the more opportunity for other teams to tamper with other players.
Yeah, like tampering's a big deal, but it's a second job. It's almost a full-time job to pay attention to the portal and recruit on top of your recruiting, keep your guys happy, go recruit the next stars, and then now look at the portal. So listen to this number. A total of 2,224 D1 football players entered the transfer portal this past winter, and 1,373 entered in the spring. I mean, add that up. That's 3,500 players. 3,500, Matt, that went in, and there is, like you said, they can come back, they can do whatever, but that is a hot mess.
Yeah.
And this is not all football players.
196 quarterbacks were in the portal.
Actually, I take that back. These are all football players,
196 quarterbacks from the portal. I think 67 of them were signed.
Yeah. Oh,
so how much do you expect that to decrease with the window?
Well, I mean, it's still a big window.
Yeah.
So I would still think you're going to get a high number. I actually agree with the coaches there that it's just a short number. You got 10 days.
Yeah.
Go do it. And that way you're eliminating the ability of someone else. You're still going to get tampering. There's no doubt about that. But you eliminate the idea of if this team misses out on Joe Cowart, okay, then they're going to tamper with Ryan Green and try and get him. You know what I mean?
Oh, no, I don't want to lose my job to him. I don't want to lose
I know
my
that,
job
but my
to
point
Ryan
is,
Green.
the more
That'd be
days
scary.
you have out there and the more that the portal's open,
right,
the greater the ability for others to tamper with players.
Yeah.
Not just Power 5 to Power 5. It's Power 5 to Group of 5. It's Power 5 to FCS. The FCS schools are getting crushed too.
Yeah. Oh, it's a never-ending cycle because as much as it was before that, let's just say HB, historically black colleges and universities,
HBCUs.
were already getting beaten up by the big boys, even the mid-majors not giving them a chance to recruit a guy. Now even more, if they do have a player that shines, someone's tampering with
And that's my brother, he is one of the assistant baseball coaches for Western Kentucky. And he said, because I was asking him when all of the NIL stuff really started to pick up last year, if that was, hurting them. And he goes, honestly, the transfer portal is hurting us more than NIL is, because he goes, we work really hard because we're a smaller school, so we have to travel all over the place. And not saying other schools don't, but these smaller schools, if you're wanting these higher recruits, and most of those are probably still 2-3 stars, but you're working really hard to go find these kind of diamonds in the rough. You get them, they have a great season, and then get to sit in the transfer portal forever and get to go to one of these big schools. And he said that's what's hurt them the most.
So I keep saying this. The money generally is the same. Generally. For the elite guys. If someone really wants to keep a guy, they're going to keep him. Case in point, Michael Pratt at Tulane. The money is generally the same. He chose to stay at Tulane. Now Florida might have offered him a little bit more, but if you're at a program that can offer guys money, comfort counts. The known ability of the coaches, of the system, of your teammates, that counts for something too. So it's again the perfect point what Taylor made. It's not really NIL. It's not the money. It's the idea that the tampering, where guys can literally, who aren't even thinking about leaving, have been told, hey, you can start here for us. We're going to pay you X amount of money, and it's immediate. Yeah. And then all of a sudden you start to think, all right, I can do that. And again, the more the window is open for transfer portal, the more the ability of these guys to go to other schools, go to other players, and tamper.
All right, we are hanging out ABBQ. We definitely would love to see you right here on Atlantic Boulevard. One of the just great stops when it comes to partying at the beach. Atlantic Beach loving ABBQ celebrating their second anniversary Sunday. We'll give you all the details, but all you got to do is drop on by for a chance to win. You're talking a family of four, a 4-pack, 2 adults, 2 kids for their outstanding buffet that they will have set up on Sunday. And, of course, you can enjoy everything else here free of charge. They bring the bands in on Sunday to celebrate the anniversary. Real quick, off the text line, designed by Lifetime Enclosures, talking about Cam Robinson. Cam who? Duval Walker Ranger airs this September, which I absolutely love.
That's fantastic.
And so keep them coming. And also with our Big Hair Friday, Kid Rock all summer long. That's another good suggestion. So you can keep them coming. Give us a little beach theme, a little Texas theme, whatever you want with the Big Hair Heavy Metal Friday. It's XL Primetime. Joe C., Matty Hayes with Taylor Dahl hanging out with us. Back at JJville, he's holding it down.
You're riding in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios. XL Primetime on 1010 XL. Dan Hicken.
The infamous?
What does that mean?
Infamous is when you're more than famous.
Dan Hicken.
Is not just famous, he's infamous.
Wow, the infamous?
Dan Hicken.
Infamous?
Mornings on 1010XL, 92.5 FM.
Duval. Your Jaguars are locked in and ready to play. Our home schedule lineup features exciting matchups that you don't want to miss.
Into the end zone, touchdown!
After all our success this past season, the 2023 season is going to be one that you'll want to be a part of. With a variety of plans, we've got ticketing options for every budget. So visit jaguars.com/tickets to lock in the best seats at the bank or call 904-633-2000 to buy now.
After my surgery, my knee was back in shape after only a few months. I trusted Southeast Orthopedic Specialists with my daughter's back surgery as well. Both of us are great, and we're doing exactly what we love to do. This is David Lane, and I seriously recommend Southeast Orthopedic Specialists for any orthopedic issue.
This is Dr. Kevin Murphy. Our team at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists is ready to help you too. We'd like to thank the coaches and schools who trust in our team at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Committed to the mission. At Navy Mutual, we're committed to providing high-quality life insurance to members of the military and their families. Because at Navy Mutual, our highest commitment is to you. Visit NavyMutual.org.
This 4th of July, Navy Mutual would like to salute Joe DiMaggio as our hero in sports. Nicknamed the Yankee Clipper, you know Joe for his record 56-game hitting streak that may never be touched. But he was also a sergeant during World War II.
If you want to get into broadcasting, 1010XL is partnering with the Broadcasters and Sportscasters Mentoring Group to offer on-air broadcast training to a select few. Find out how you can be mentored at getintobroadcasting.com. GetIntoBroadcasting.com.
A Tuesday night tradition in Duval.
Helmets and heels.
American women are seldom so straightforward.
With Lauren, Taylor, and Mia.
We won't answer to anyone.
Driven by Tire Outlet.
And presented by Underwood Jewelers.
Tuesday nights at 6.
On 1010XL.
Hey, poker fans! Summer is upon us, and the Best Bet Summer Swing Tournament Series will be hot in June. From June 1st through the 25th, the Summer Swing will feature all 3 Best Bet locations from St. Augustine, Orange Park, and Jacksonville, with summit tournaments and guaranteed events from $30,000 up to $100,000. Catch the action starting with the Bet 1, a $300 no-limit hold'em at Best Bet St. Augustine. Visit bestbetjacks.com for more details. That's bestbetjacks.com.
Attention golfers, Hidden Hills Golf Club has become an attractive destination for golfers all over North Florida. You too will enjoy our classic Arnold Palmer design that'll test your game and keep you coming back. Book a tee time today at hiddenhillsgc.com.
WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
If your ride is making strange noises, don't wait and make it worse. Come to Action Transmission on Merrill Road. My expert technicians can diagnose the problem and likely fix it fast. Experience the difference at Action Transmission on Merrill Road.
Did you know that many cooling companies are now part of big conglomerates with no connection to Northeast Florida? In the past, they have concentrated on heating and air conditioning, but after a buyout, many add plumbing and electrical services. This raises their overhead, and those costs are passed on to the consumer. It's a case where bigger isn't better, it's just more expensive. Not Mike Merritt's Heating and Air. Mike Merritt remains family-owned and operated. Merritt's focus has been the same for more than 30 years, keeping Northeast Florida comfortable, no matter what the weather. And there are no overtime or weekend surcharges. Mike Merritt's team does not work on commission. They repair only what needs repair and offer replacements only on what can't be fixed. And unlike at giant corporations where you can feel like just another number, with Mike Merritt, you'll feel like number one. Florida license CACO 50384.
Do you or your employees need CPR certification? Hi, I'm Megan with the Northeast Florida Safety Council. We have kept Florida businesses safe for over 80 years. We are now offering weekly American Red Cross First Aid, CPR, AED, BBP classes. Our training includes thorough hands-on training, testing, and the knowledge you need to be confident in an emergency situation. To save a life, visit nefsc.org to view our safety training classes. That's nefsc.org.
Looking for a mouth-watering lunch that won't leave you feeling heavy?
ABBQ's lunch menu features our famous prime brisket dip served on French pastry signature bread. But we also offer lighter fare, including 4 salads to choose from, our house-made chicken salad, our smoked turkey sandwich, and here's the best part. You can add any of our smokehouse meats to our signature salad, so come on down to ABBQ for lunch today and enjoy a meal that's both delicious and guilt-free.
Yum.
ABBQ, meet and drink with us.
Drivers and heavy truck mechanics, if you like sports, then you're going to love working at Waste Management.
We have a team atmosphere here where we're looking out for one another. We jump in to help out.
Listen up. WM is now offering a $5,000 new hire bonus to CDL drivers and heavy truck mechanics for jobs at our sites in Jacksonville, Green Cove Springs, Callahan, and St. Augustine.
It's camaraderie. It's everything. I like it.
Steady work, competitive pay, weekly paychecks, opportunities for overtime, paid training, and a generous boot and tool allowance.
Plus, over-the-top benefits like 100% tuition coverage for you and your family, and home every day.
CDL drivers and heavy truck mechanics. Apply online at WM.com/careers. That's WM.com/careers. Search driver and mechanic jobs in Jacksonville, Green Cove Springs, Callahan, and St. Augustine, Florida.
A people first, military friendly, equal opportunity employer.
We are WM.
This is your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Local Sports Update brought to you by YMCA. I'm Taylor Dahl for 1010XL. Florida Gator Baseball has racked up the accolades all season. They top off the season with 4 more. 4 members received All-American honors from D1 Baseball on Thursday. First baseman, designated hitter Jack Caglione, first team outfielder Wyatt Langford, first team, and both shortstop Josh Rivera and pitcher Hurston Waldrop land on that second team. And the Jumbo Shrimp have won 3 straight and back-to-back against Durham. They continue their series against the Bulls tonight with first pitch at 7:05. Tomorrow's game will be at 6:35. Sunday is Sunday Family Fun Day with a 3:05 first pitch, and Monday is the Independence Day celebration starting at 6:05. It's 90 degrees at 104. Time and temp are brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Look, there are a lot of guys you look around in the locker room and you go, yeah, fighter or not, fighter or not, fighter or not. You got to Leon Searcy, you go, that's a fighter. That's a man. That's a man who will battle you now.
Leon Searcy played in Jacksonville from 1996 to 1999. The starting right tackle from Pittsburgh was one of the biggest free agent acquisitions in team history.
Back then, we had quite a rivalry with the Steelers, so to take him from the Steelers was great stuff. So I think the Jaguars added to their football team and subtracted from the Steelers.
Getting him from that kind of team to come in for a young team was big for their building.
He was the highest paid tackle and may have been the highest paid player in the NFL when he came in. 5 years, $25 million is always the number that sticks out. He was a very big deal as a free agent signing.
It was a big deal for a big man. At 6'4" and 313 pounds, Searcy's power was what set him apart from the rest of the tackles in the NFL.
His punch was so strong that the defensive guys didn't want to practice against him. The perfect right tackle because he was tough and mean and physical.
That's a big man who would play physical football with you, but also was nimble enough to pass block.
He could punch you off the line, and his power was unbelievable, and he would stun defensive ends trying to rush him.
Bad body. I tell Leon to his face he had a bad body. He looked like a squatty little guard, but he was ferocious.
Yeah, here come the rooster. Yeah.
It's a big hair, heavy metal Friday on XL Primetime.
That is just beautiful. JJ getting the archive, the piece on Leon Searcy being named to the Jaguars All-25, and so he pulled it out of the archives. But Pete Prisco calling Leon a bad body dude. That is just classic. All right, the reason why we played that is because it's 72 days until the Jags kick it off. In honor of Big Sirs. Look, there are other 72s you could probably come up with.
There's no greater 72.
Not to us.
No.
Not to us. You can hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Give us a great 72.
And he left us this week.
Yeah.
Flat left us. It's probably not going to be happy leaving us after he sees this. After we see this
this barbecue
spread.
setup. Oh my gosh.
So we're going to say hello to Rick coming up here just a little bit, but he set it up perfectly before he was going to jump on with us. He had he had the chef and somebody else bring out this brontosaurus of a rib.
Let me just go over this real quick.
We've
got smoked sausage, we've got smoked turkey, we've got brisket.
I'm a
mac and
sausage guy.
cheese. You are a sausage guy, Hack. We've got this brontosaurus rib.
That is
and
massive.
And then a mound of fries.
I mean, that is just
look at this thing by my hand.
Right. Yeah. The presentation alone is awesome. All right. So if you're
on the live stream, if you're watching the live stream, you can get a little glimpse of it.
You can see what you can get if you come down here to ABQ.
Yes.
Yeah, because Gus, he came by and he took a little bit of a picture, and we'll send that out on social. But, the other thing is you got to have the sides. And do I see what I see?
It's mac and cheese.
Yeah, I do see what I see. Yeah, I do see what I see. All right, ABBQ is where we are. We're here till 3 o'clock this afternoon. We've got a chance for you to win as they celebrate 4 years here. July 2nd, 4-year anniversary. They will celebrate it on Sunday. Doesn't mean you can't come by today and say, hey, you can put your name in the drawing for a 4-person buffet, 2 adults, 2 kids, for that buffet on Sunday. They will have bands performing live all Sunday from noon to 3 during the brunch time. You got Ryan and Darren. Those 2 cats are from Split Tones.
They're
you all know
great.
how popular Split Tones is.
Oh, yeah.
Extremely popular. They got kids face painting from 2 to 4, 5 to 8. They got BZ Band performing live. So the patio area will be set up. It will be partying. They will be serving cold beer. And you can come on by today.
Yeah, they have a full bar,
Yeah,
by
they
the
got a
way.
full
That
bar.
was the first thing when I walked in. I was like, perfect.
Yeah.
Full bar.
Yeah.
What about the smokers? Well, I mean, we're going to get Rick to talk about them, but these smokers are ridiculous.
I love looking at the exhaust system on them because if you've got that big of an exhaust system, that means you're pumping out some smoke. And so that part of it is definitely cool. Yeah, we'll say hello to him coming up here in just a few moments. Now, you guys can say hello to us just by letting us know on the text line who your best 72 is. It could be a Jaguar. It could be any other sport, any other athlete. We would love to hear your number 72 as we count them down 72 days until the Jags kick it off for real. We've been talking Jaguar football primarily with the Cam Robinson news. We've been getting into that, just as far as him being gone for 4 games and what's going to happen. So you can chime in on that subject. But, right now let's do a little eye on the offseason, JJ, as we were talking about the teams that have basically done some work in the offseason. Where do the Jaguars sit just in terms of activity?
Time now for Eye on the Off Season, brought to you by Dr. Robert Schnipper and the Jacksonville Eye Center.
So Dr. Robert Schnipper, he is a diehard sports fan. I call him the OG of ophthalmology because he has been in Jacksonville and he's been getting it done for a long, long time. When it comes to LASIK, the Intralace, the Allegretto Wave, they will absolutely knock your socks off, show you just how easy it is to see 20/20 again. And that means you go in, you go through your analysis, they make sure that they get everything figured out, and then it is so easy to get right back in position to be out there enjoying life and seeing 2020. So definitely check him out. 355-5555 is the number, or log on to drschnipper.com and check him out with our eye on the offseason. Now, one of the main things that I think, all right, let's just start with this very basic thing. And we said it to end this last hour. The fact that it was a fairly quiet offseason doesn't mean it was a bad offseason. In fact, this can be argued the best offseason this team has had in a long, long time. Matt Hayes.
Do you want to argue that? Because I'm not arguing that side. But
Yeah, I'm not arguing that side either, brother. I understand where you're headed.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. And considering the history of this franchise and the instability, both on and off the field, I think to have an offseason where it's just there's no drama, I agree that's important.
Mm-hmm.
But there's been one main move. Outside of Ridley, I understand you can consider Calvin Ridley being a move. The only move is really losing a right tackle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I look at it that way. I know others look at it, well, you got Calvin Ridley. I get all of that. And at the end of the day, maybe that's the one thing that this franchise has been lacking for so long. No drama. No drama. And that's, I mean, there's a lot to be said for that, too.
So you can tally that as a win.
Yeah, I think honestly, if you're just adding up, okay, the lack of drama, the lack of mistakes that have been made that you had to answer for, think of the last offseason this football team was able to go into without answering any questions about what went wrong the year before. Now we know it was 2017, but even in 2017, coming out of that, they made it to the AFC Championship game. Everybody was stoked about what was next. Everyone, a lot of people started to forecast them making a return trip to the championship game and getting to the Super Bowl. Well, out of that was also the decision to sign Blake Bortles. Blake Bortles was as big a question mark as you could possibly imagine at the most important position. He had a great close to that year, but all in all, I still think people were very lukewarm on Blake. Now, fast forward to this year. You think people are lukewarm on Trev? I mean, this is the best offseason this team has had in a Duval forever.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
I don't think you can go far from that ranking. That's a Duval forever.
I agree. I guess the thing that I'm concerned about is they just sat. They sat on what they had.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, they added Ridley. I get that.
Yeah.
But they sat basically, and they're hoping their draft picks have that impact.
And I think that when you looked at it, because a lot of us went into this offseason saying, okay, obviously cornerback and pass rush. Those are the two things that everyone was kind of shouting for months of what to address. And they didn't in free agency. And then in the draft, they addressed corner a little bit later, which obviously that could pan out in a way. But maybe not. We don't know. They addressed that tight end position that some people wanted to, just add a little depth in there and add another piece in tight end. So that's good. And there's a lot of – certain people are very confident in Brenton Strange. Some people are like, I don't know. We'll see how it ends up panning out. But I think when you're looking at it as a whole, Joe, you're saying, okay, there was a couple needs that we felt we need, and you didn't address that. But what that says to me is that Trent Baalke and Coach Doug Peterson believe in what they have on the team right now and what's on the roster. And they believe that these guys that maybe we had question marks in, and Devin Lloyd and Trayvon Walker, are going to be able to take that next step up to be the guys. And that's their confidence in that. And maybe some people don't agree, and that's fine. We don't all have to agree on that.
Yeah, and you got your hand raised, man. I don't blame you. But the whole idea is draft and develop. Draft and develop.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about. So where would you put them? Because you're kind of turning your nose up to the offseason. Where would you put them?
But I love what they've done in the draft.
Top, middle, bottom of the NFL as far as just the offseason.
Just the offseason? Yeah. Well, I mean, as far as moves, they're in the bottom. But I think as far
I'm allowing you to take me there because that's where I want to go.
Yeah, I think as far as moves, I'd say bottom. However, considering the history of this franchise, no drama is top 5 for them.
Yeah.
That puts them way up there.
Right. And like we said, they didn't spend a gob of money to try and not just Band-Aid stuff, operate on stuff and fix stuff. So CBS Sports, for what it's worth, you can take it however you want, but they're in the bottom third in terms of an off season, and basically a struggle or a thrive off season is kind of the way that they can set it up. But they have the Jaguars 19th, okay? 19th. Now, this includes Calvin Ridley coming into the program, like we said, and all the other things as far as developing other players. They only have $12 million remaining in cap space. We know that they've got to get the Evan Ingram deal done, which they have not yet. But let's just compare and contrast, and I can easily argue the side that this was still the best offseason this football team has had in a Duval forever. Just ahead of them, as far as a good offseason, the Baltimore Ravens, 19th. What'd they do? They got Lamar Jackson's deal done, a big deal done. They went and got OBJ. They brought him in. We don't know how healthy he is, but we know that he's got a chance to be dynamic again. They drafted Zay Flowers very high. So those are the things that they did in the offseason to try and make sure that they are back where they'd like to be. After, that was the team just in front of Jacksonville. After Jacksonville are the New York Football Jets. You think they had an offseason? Okay. They
had an offseason.
Yeah. All you got to do is you don't have to say anything else.
I know Taylor doesn't like it, but they had an offseason.
All you got to do is say Aaron Rodgers. That's it. Offseason done. Yet they're ranked 20th because now they brought in a few other guys.
Why are they ranked 20th?
Because their wide receiver room is Garrett Wilson and Alan Lazard and Mecole Hardman. And there's guys there's things, and obviously I think a lot of people when they were looking at the Jets last season were like, okay, they're a quarterback away, so you're looking at it as, well, Aaron Rodgers is a quarterback and like a big step up quarterback from Zach Wilson. I have to say it, even as much as I dislike him. But I think you also look at that and you're like, is it the strongest surrounding roster? I'm not totally sure. But can Aaron Rodgers take players up to that next level? He has in the past. He couldn't last year, but can he do it with the Jets?
I mean, they've got Tyler Conklin, who's a pretty good tight end now. Okay, C.J. Uzomah, also pretty good tight end.
Yeah, Uzomah was definitely good when he was in Cincinnati.
Corey Davis, a former first-rounder.
He's not been anything.
He hasn't been anything, but he's still a guy that could be your fourth or fifth. Denzel Mims, also another guy.
Another guy who's
who
not
can
done
run,
anything.
right?
Yeah.
Who can run.
Yeah. Neither one, and here's the other thing. They still have questions to answer with guys that aren't happy with their contracts because of the money that they spent with Aaron Rodgers and Quinnen Williams. So that's what you have to look at. The fact that they didn't have the meter move in any other department other than getting a guy that they had to come in and immediately get ready to stroke that check for, nearly $60 million, which is just insane. So I get the talk. They are a dozen years removed from making the postseason.
Wow, that defense.
Yeah.
Well, and I think because this ranking is also, Joe, this is like the kind of ranking their offseason, right?
Everything.
So I think a lot of people also think when judging who won that trade of Aaron Rodgers have picked Green Bay just because of everything that Green Bay received from the Jets for Aaron Rodgers, even though who knows what Jordan Love's going to be, but I think that's kind of involved. That's involved in this conversation.
It has to be part of the conversation is that, okay, you're still going to play Jordan Love at quarterback.
Right. Yeah. Again, you have to understand it's what they did in the offseason and whether you think that was a good move. Just not argue the quarterback or not argue Jordan Love at quarterback, just the transactions that took place, the drafting, the signing, those types of things. And that's what you're trying to figure out. All right, we'll keep it rolling. You guys can hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures, XL Primetime, ABBQ, as they celebrate their anniversary, 4 years right here on Atlantic Boulevard, July 2nd, Sunday. So make sure you drop on by, get your name in the hat. They are giving away a 4-person buffet, 2 adults, 2 kids for Sunday's celebration. You got a chance to win that. I'm thinking that's a nice little ticket. So drop on by right here on Atlantic Boulevard, put your name in the hat. We'll draw a winner out coming up in this hour, another one in the next hour. But drop on by and say hello to us. We're going to say hello to Rick coming up here in just a second on XL Primetime.
The First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL. He calls himself the truth teller. Find out why.
As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster.
Go into the night, every night, with Rick Ballou.
Keep your friends close, but your enemies close.
On 1010XL.
Before you hit the beach this July 4th, you've got to check out the July 4th Savings Celebration at Arlington Toyota. Now through July 5th, you're going to want to celebrate the savings at Arlington. They have over 400 new Toyotas available. And with every new Toyota purchase at Arlington, you get their lifetime warranty and 30 days to love your new purchase or exchange it for one that you do. But don't wait. This sale absolutely ends July 5th. Stop by and shop today. 10939 Atlantic Boulevard and online anytime at arlingtontoyota.com.
If you're often tired, have trouble exercising, or your heartbeat feels irregular, you might have atrial fibrillation, or AFib. Left untreated, AFib can put a strain on your heart and increase your risk of a stroke. But the new Heart Rhythm Center at Baptist Health can help. With the latest treatment options for heart disorders like AFib, our team of specialists can get you feeling stronger again. Learn more at baptistjacks.com/AFib or call 904-202-2342.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
More than qualified to handle your roof. Call J&M and we'll show you the proof. Check with our customers and they all say only one way to go, the J&M way.
We take pride in doing quality work at a fair price, and you can finance your new roof for as low as $139 per month. J&M Roofing, under the umbrella. Call 800-640-4594.
License number CCC 1331951. Hacker here for the Sausage Dudes. Look, you know I'm a sausage guy, and the Sausage Dudes, Paul and Patrick, make some of the best sausage I've ever tasted. Their high-quality pork and spices separate the Sausage Dudes from the pack. Try their 4 flavors, including Italian, Polish, Hungarian, and beer bratwurst today by picking them up at any Publix in the Jacksonville area. The 4th of July is right around the corner, so head to Publix now to get your hands on the Sausage Dude sausage, the sausage partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
It's more than downtime.
I love this game. I live this game.
It's time to put together a plan.
I want winners out on the field.
The off-season on 1010XL is driven by Tire Outlet, wholesale prices, premium service.
The big deal lineup is back at Sonny's Barbecue. And now, there's bacon. Introducing the new candied bacon burger, chicken sandwich, and fried green tomato BLT. All topped with bacon that's coated and crisped in our sweet and spicy rub. Each served with a side and drink starting at $9.99 for a limited time. Or add candied bacon to any sandwich for just $2. Come get a big deal combo today at Sonny's Barbecue. Local pit masters since '68.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative. What's better than beer? Cold beer. Put your company logo on a custom koozie. Check them out at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
Do you have a lift station at your business? Duck Rooter Plumbing and Septic Services would love to be your maintenance provider. Give us a call for a quote today. 904-862-6769 or online at duckrooter.com.
The Reggie Hunt Memorial Golf Classic fundraiser golf tournament is Friday, October 20th at Amelia River Golf Club. All proceeds support Big Brothers Big Sisters. Register at the Big Brothers Big Sisters events page.
Rick Ballou for Carlson Dental. You know, I've been telling you this for quite some time because it's true. I hate going to the dentist, or at least I used to hate going to the dentist. I had total anxiety, and then I tried sedation, light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation as well for cavities and root canals. Folks, it's an incredible experience. So don't be nervous, don't be scared. Go to carlsondentalgroup.com. That's carlsondentalgroup.com for all of your dental needs.
Warm weather means the beach, fishing, golf, and more. Make sure to drop into Daly's and grab a cold case to go. From Bud Light to their seltzer, from Mick Ultra to Modelo, or your favorite crafts like Old City or Sweetwater. Grab and go at your local Daly's.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. It's a big hair, heavy metal Friday on XL Primetime.
All right, JJ rocking it out back at JJville. So I like to call 1010 XL HQ JJville because he's back there in the studio making it happen. We are here at ABBQ, and you know we're diving into all this grub.
I mean, good God, seriously.
And so Rick comes over. He goes, "Hey, if you're going to eat all my food, I got to get on the radio." So let's
House of Barbecue.
Let's say hello to Rick. How are you, man? Thank you for having us out. Number one.
No, we're excited to have y'all here.
Yeah, and celebrating 4-year anniversary on Sunday. We'll get all the details out about that coming up in a second. But how is it, from your perspective, being an owner at Atlantic Beach? This is a great, thriving little area. People love coming here.
And that's kind of why we built the restaurant. We wanted a place that reflected our sitting on the porch, sitting on the beach, hanging out with your friends, having a couple beers, cooking some barbecue, and a place where people could just come hang out. So we left as much open space as we could in the backyard. When you show up, that's probably the first thing you see is there's a lot of picnic tables out there. Most nights that place is packed, and it's just everyone hanging out, doing Atlantic Beach type things, drinking beer and eating barbecue.
Yeah, because obviously I think out here, Rick, one of the important things is people want that vibe of the outdoor, the beachy vibe, and that's fun. So when I walked in, that's absolutely amazing. But another thing that caught my eye is the smokers behind us. And I've heard that it's a one-of-a-kind type smokers here in Jacksonville. Or I guess they're
several of them. Hand-welded by a guy named Sonny Moberg outside of Austin. He's the only person that's fabricating smokers of that nature anywhere in the United States. If you go to any of the big barbecue shops in Austin, or even outside in Colorado, he sent them to Utah and California. Guy up, John Lewis up in Charleston has a couple of them, but they hold smoke better than any smoker we've ever seen. They've got an insulated firebox, so all wood burning. There's no gas included, which we think makes a much better smoke. So you'll see the smoke ring on the barbecue is much different.
Yeah.
It's a different flavor profile because it's only wood smoke. We don't use a lot of spices on the bark. It's all natural, and we think it's the best smoke. We also only smoke prime brisket. Start with the best meat, end with the best meat.
Love that.
And we think the flavor shines through.
So that's the key, I think, is the flavor, because there's barbecue joints everywhere. It's the flavor that makes you stand out. This stuff is phenomenal. The sausage, the smoked turkey, the brisket, the brontosaurus rib, which is, I mean, that thing's got to be a 15-inch rib right there. How do you guys get that unique taste to it?
When it's done right, the beef rib is my favorite piece of meat, bar none. Now, I like it better than filet. I like it. It's so juicy and so flavorful. It just falls off the bone and melts in your mouth. So that's our Friday, Saturday, Sunday special. Usually it feeds 2 to 3 people. It's a lot of meat. But yeah, it's a little bit of spice up front and a long smoke. So the briskets will smoke for 12 to 15 hours. The beef ribs are a little shorter.
Right.
But the guys they get here at 1 o'clock in the morning, fire up the boxes.
Wow.
Smoke all night. You know, they're off shift now, but you come up here in the middle of the night, they'll be out there going to town.
So when you come Sunday for the 4th anniversary celebration, you can get a brontosaurus rib.
Yeah, you get a brontosaurus
rib.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You can even take the dog your bone afterwards.
Right, yeah.
So you'll come up here on the weekends, and there'll be a lot of yellow labs, golden retrievers chomping on those bones.
That's
out
one
there.
of those where you can saw it in half and give it to each of your dogs.
My dog loves them. She goes nuts.
That brings up a totally different thing that just popped in my head, because little Frank, you can't give pork ribs out, but you can.
You can beef, yeah.
The beef rib.
Yeah, the beef ribs are fine. My dog eats them all the time. Well, the pork rib the bone breaks down a little bit too much and splinters. It's hard for a dog to get through these.
Right.
We've got like 6 of them in the backyard that the dog just goes and finds from months ago.
By the way, I got dibs on that one.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, your dog will love that.
Yeah, you will. And look, Frank's old now. He doesn't care. He won't even fight you for it now. He'll make sure that yours enjoys it. All right, so give everybody the details on Sunday.
Yeah, so we're going to start with our normal brunch at 11. 2 guys from the Split Tones who the Beaches know well, Ryan Campbell and Darren Karst. Darren's amazing on the saxophone, and Ryan's phenomenal on the guitar and acoustic. They're going to play 12 to 3. We've got a woman named Roxanne coming to do face painting for the kids from 2 to 4. And then the band Be Easy will take the stage at 5 and play probably until we shut it down. Be Easy, if you've ever heard them, they're fantastic.
They're so much
kind
fun.
of a blues jazz band that's pretty locally known at this point. So we're excited. It's free for all. If you want to partake in the buffet, it's $25 for adults, $10 for kids. But we just want everyone to come out and have a great time. We're going to pack the house and blow it out. We're excited to celebrate our 4 years and looking for another 20.
All right, you're a huge Jags fan.
Big Jags fan, yeah.
Give us a prediction this season and why.
I think they're going to have a phenomenal season. I mean, you guys hit on it earlier. The line is really the only thing you could point to and say that's a question mark. But I think the line played well down the stretch last year. Obviously, Trevor's coming into his own. If you just give him the seconds and Calvin can stretch the field, I think that offense is going to be unstoppable. I think the defense puts a little bit more pressure on the opposing offenses this year. Obviously, our division is. They got a lot of rookie quarterbacks out there, so those boys should feast, and hopefully we have a great season. This place is phenomenal on game day. We put a big projection screen out in the backyard. The AFC Championship was probably my funnest day out of the 4 years we had here, besides opening day.
Oh, I can imagine.
It was a packed house.
That's pretty cool. All right, so leave us with this, because I think the point you make, a lot of business owners will make the same point. When the Jaguars are good, everything is good. Is that fair to say?
Yes, definitely. The business is much better when the Jags are good, and it's a great vibe up here. We got a cowbell we ring every time we score, and a lot of Duval chants around here. We got Duval Jello shots.
Oh, nice.
That we give out at the Jags score, so it's a phenomenal place to be for game day.
All right,
and
Atlantic
it's 11 a.m. open.
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep, 11 a.m. Atlantic Beach, ABBQ, right here on Atlantic Boulevard. I joked earlier I consider it all the beach, but AB, Neptune, and Jacksonville Beach, you got to fight over your territory. You came from where originally?
Pennsylvania.
Okay, all right.
So I grew up a big Eagles guy, but I'm more of a Jags fan now. I've been down here for 10 years.
Okay.
They're in my blood now.
And that's how it should be. Rick, thank you very much, man. We appreciate it.
Thank y'all for coming out.
out.
Thanks,
All right,
Rick. Thanks for having
Rick
us.
Moyer, he heads up ABBQ here, and Dylan, one of his guys, they were saying earlier, he played at FIU
Yes.
and then went to JU, so they definitely have Jacksonville ties, which is pretty cool.
And remember, we're giving away tickets up here, too. You have a chance to win some tickets to that the Sunday anniversary celebration. So it'll be a family 4-pack of tickets that includes their buffet, their barbecue buffet brunch. And if it looks anything like
that?
this, Joe, I honestly may come up here Sunday now because this is delicious and it sounds so much fun. And he mentioned the band's playing starting at noon till 8 p.m. with a little face painting for the kids in between.
I think you're kind of wired for that.
Oh, yes.
Are you not?
Oh, the live music.
Yeah.
He said dogs, live music, and barbecue,
What's
and
better?
a full bar.
Yeah.
That is calling Taylor Doll's name.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. All right, well, we are hanging out here. Come on by, say hello, put your name in the hat. ABBQ with the buffet giveaway, and then obviously look forward to their 4-year anniversary on Sunday, July 2nd. It is XL Primetime. Joe C., Taylor Doll hanging out with us, Maddie Hayes. We got all sorts of stuff cooking. We're going to get back to the Jags because it's worth bringing up since we said, hey, where was the offseason grade-wise? Well, not a lot of action, so they may not have gotten a high grade. But what about this team going into 2023? We'll dive in on that coming up on XL Primetime.
Buckle up. You're in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios with XL Primetime on 1010XL. Find your new Honda at your 8 local Honda dealers. Cruise to victory lane with 1010XL. Here they come, checker flag! Sunday at the Chicago Street Race. Brought to you by the Plumbers and Pipefitters Local Union 234 from Jacksonville's NASCAR station, 1010XL.
Did you know the 2023 Honda CR-V Hybrid never needs to be plugged in? The onboard system charges the batteries for you. When you think Honda, think hybrid. Good for the environment, great for your budget. Visit your local Honda dealer to experience the CR-V of the future today.
The Big Deal lineup is back at Sonny's Barbecue. And now, there's bacon. Introducing the new candied bacon burger, chicken sandwich, and fried green tomato BLT. All topped with bacon that's coated and crisped in our sweet and spicy rub. Each served with a side and drink starting at $9.99 for a limited time. Or add candied bacon to any sandwich for just $2. Come get a Big Deal combo today at Sonny's Barbecue. Local pitmasters since '68.
Come to Bowden Eye for all your eye care needs. Hicken here. Did you know that dry eye disease affects up to 60 million Americans? Dry eye disease is known to progress. Dry eye disease is one of the most common but least diagnosed eye conditions doctors see in their patients. Many of us who have dry eye may not even feel it. At Bowden Eye and Associates, visit today for your personal consultation. Keeping the First Coast focused. Bowden Eye and Associates. New location now open off County Road 210 in St. Johns County.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On June 30th, 1908, at 41 years, 3 months, future Hall of Fame pitcher Cy Young becomes the oldest player to record third career no-hitter in the Red Sox victory.
Hicken here. After work's done for the day, I know you like to find your favorite sofa or recliner and watch the game. Well, me too. It helps all of us wind down for the day. But I bet you don't clean that upholstery too much, do you? That's why you got to call my friends at Zero Res this month. All upholstery, 25% off the sofa, 25% off the love seat, 25% off the sectional, and of course, 25% off your favorite recliner. Zero Res, man. Spell it forwards or backwards. Zero Res. It's the right way to clean.
Zero Res.
Are you looking for increased privacy and protection for your family and pets? Look no further than Superior Fence and Rail. Superior Fence and Rail is Jacksonville's top-rated fence company, delivering the highest quality fence products. They'll treat your property as if it's their own. So get off the fence and get your privacy back. Call Superior Fence and Rail today for your on-site estimate.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes, and I said yes to Yas, Dr. Mitchell Yas, and the Yas method. Now, I know you've probably tried medications, treatments, injections, even surgery. Maybe the reason you're still in pain is because they're treating the wrong thing and not addressing the root causes. Well, I know from personal experience, this does happen. But I found the best-kept secret in pain elimination, Dr. Yas and the Yas method. Call him today, 904-906-YASS, and say yes to Yas.
Hey guys, I'm Daniel Heilman from the brand new Fourscore Golf Tavern. We do elevated food, drinks, and golf simulator fun. If If you're looking for a delicious meal or maybe a spot for a client, we have lunch specials every day. Need to entertain a few people from out of town? Easy. Just reserve one of our 4 simulator bays. Lunch service starts at 11 a.m. daily. Located in San Marcos Square, we'll see you at lunch at Fourscore Golf Tavern.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. We're your local family jeweler for 46 years in Jacksonville with a huge selection of diamonds, gemstones, and pre-owned Rolex watches. And Monahan Jewelers is your store for expert jewelry repair turned around in 1 or 2 days. Most jewelry stores take 2 weeks or more, and many stores send your jewelry somewhere else for repair. At Monahan Jewelers, our jewelry repair is done in-house by expert craftsmen, and Monahans can turn around most repairs in a day or 2. So bring your jewelry repair to Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
74.3% of those that own a home security system indicate that their security system and products make them feel safe, because security cameras give you peace of mind. Denny Thompson here. Let Tyson Sound and Security assess your home security needs and keep the bad guys out so you can have full peace of mind too. While you're at it, ask them how they can help lower your home insurance payments. Visit TysonSoundandSecurity.com. Tyson Sound and Security, security and automation experts.
A horrific car accident left Paula with major injuries and surgery after surgery.
I got to the point where I really couldn't walk. I had to resign from work. I was really just laying in bed. It was terrible. I wouldn't go back under the knife.
She missed working and traveling, but all that was about to change. QC Kinetics used natural biologics to treat Paula. No foreign substances. They provided regenerative treatments that helped subside the pain and restore her quality of life.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I was feeling more movement and doing stuff. And then I started crying. I'm like, I can't believe it.
For Paula, this moment was extremely emotional.
I couldn't do nothing. And now I'm working, and I was on my feet for 7.5 hours, and I feel good. I got my life back because of QC Kinetics.
Call QC Kinetics now for your consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 904-274-5522. That's 904-274-5522. 904-274-5522.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. It's a Big Hair Heavy Metal Friday on XL Primetime.
All right, JJ's got the big hair, even though he's got the
he's got Velvet Revolver going now.
Yeah, he's got the tight cut. What do we got?
Velvet Revolver.
Okay, all right. I love it.
That's a combination of STP and Guns N' Roses.
Mm-hmm. Okay, little collab.
Yeah,
little collab. All right.
Well, until Scott Whelan overdosed on heroin.
Mm-hmm. Oh well, that's not good.
No,
that's not good.
Not good.
That's not good. All right, keep it with the big hair,
Gosh, Matt.
heavy metal.
Well, I mean, you know, like all,
yeah.
Lane
Like,
Staley, same thing. All those guys.
And there's that. You ever see that comedian? He goes, and there's that.
Are you a good band if one of your members has an OD?
Yeah, exactly. You got to have a resume, right? A rock resume. All right, so hit us more, either a Texas theme, a beach theme. It doesn't have to be. You can just give us big hair, heavy metal, any rock and roll that you like. You can hit the text line 641-1010 and give us some of that. We are hanging out at ABBQ. And we just had Rick on, and we were talking about just, the coolness of when the Jaguars are winning. And he said this place fills up. He's got the big patio area. They're celebrating 4 years on Sunday, July 2nd. They'll have the big party. But I don't think he is spot on that if the Jags, and Taylor, you're out and about, Sundays, when you got a dub instead of an L, so much better around this town.
Oh, it's a different world. I remember this last year, obviously, in the playoffs, after that Chargers win, it was just absolute chaos out at the beach in the best way possible. When I say that, like, it was so much fun, and everybody was just in the best mood possible. And honestly, even after Kansas City, obviously it didn't end the way that everybody wanted it to end, but there was lines at every single bar in Jack's Beach for people coming, just waiting to get in to watch the game. And then once you got in there, everyone's chanting and singing and high-fiving, and it was, and like I said, and Duvaling, yes, and it was all of that. And so it's just, and that's everywhere. We're talking about the beach right now, but that's all over Jacksonville when they're winning.
If they get off to like a 5-1 or 6-1 start, even if one of those wins is over the Chiefs too, this place will be
Oh, my gosh.
All right, so
ridiculous to see.
That 5-1 that you mentioned takes us back to our original question, our original talk of Cam Robinson. JJ, throw the Twitter poll at us, and then we'll get into, looking at the sum total of this football team heading into the year. But we brought up Cam with a 4-game suspension.
Yeah, so a couple Twitter polls. We got both Cam-related. What are the chances Cam Robinson will be starting Week 5? Question, as always, brought to you by Beaver Toyota of St. Augustine. Less than 50%, more than 50%, no chance. Less than 50% is leading the way at 57%, but it's actually very close.
Okay.
More than 50% is about 39%. And then the second question we asked was pretty simple. Come Week 5, who do you expect to be starting, Cam Robinson or Walker Little? Walker Little leading the way about 75%.
So I reached out to Mark Long
Uh-huh.
of the AP, who covers the Jags.
Right.
And the Gators, does a great job, of course. You hear him on the show often. I asked him, could the Jags void Cam's contract because of the suspension? And he said yes.
Mm-hmm.
So that does that factor in, or do you think they want those 3 tackles, and they're going to do whoever's playing best is going to be playing, or do you say let's void that contract, and the money that you save on it goes right to Ingram?
Yeah, one thing that was pointed on the text line, and I'd like some clarification on this. Maybe Mark can help us with this, but it sounds correct. I just don't want to say it is Bible. But anyway, it was pointed on the text line by one of our nooners that you cannot take the salary that you save from Cam, and this is just the 4-game part of this. This is the $3.55 million.
Right.
You cannot take that and use it to ink your deal with Ingram. I don't know whether that's...
But you could use the remaining $13 million.
But you absolutely can use the remainder.
Yeah.
And so Field Yates did put that out, and I'm glad that Mark Long backed it up, because Field basically said it becomes a voidable contract.
Mm-hmm.
And so now you know that you're going to part ways with Cam after this year. That you know. And then you have to look at it beyond that.
When do you have to make that decision, though? If you're wanting to void, and when you're having contract talks with Evan Ingram right now, and we didn't see him at camp because of those situations, so when does that decision have to be made? We're 72 days away from the season now.
Right, exactly.
How many days away from camp now? We're, 3 weeks from camp?
Oh, yeah. And he is, and by the way, right now, I would keep him on this football team going through camp, getting as much eyes and attention on him as possible when he is visible.
Yeah.
When the season starts, he becomes invisible.
Yeah.
He may become less valuable because you can't see him play. You can't see tape on him. Now, you're not going to see a ton of him anyway in the preseason. He's coming back from injury. He's not going to be, I wouldn't think, put in a situation where he can have an injury and then be sitting on the sidelines and then they really can't deal him. There's a lot of things that could potentially happen in the 3 weeks, however long training camp is, that we will see him. But, yeah, they have to be playing
well, you said value, the key word there.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say this now. What holds more value? Does having 3 tackles hold more value, or does having a happy guy who was critical to your team last year at tight end, does that hold more value because he's signed? Maybe they don't want to sign him. Right. Maybe their idea long term is let's let Brenton Strange develop into our tight end because it's a cheaper
I think they
guy.
want to sign him because they're 2 different guys. I definitely think they want to sign.
All right,
Evan Ingram.
Then it goes back to what holds more value: the 3 tackles or a happy guy who was critical to your offense last year.
With this suspension, is Cam able to practice once the season starts, or no? Nothing.
He is invisible to the team for 4 weeks.
Okay.
He can practice with him until the season starts, and then he has to disappear. Can't be at the facility or anything like that. And so that's when
that's concerning.
Yeah, and that's
Which again, are you going to start a guy after that?
That's what I'm saying.
Well, he's going to have to. They're going to have a regimen. Because this is not the first guy that's had to deal with this. This is not the first team that's had to deal with this. They will have a regimen where he will absolutely be expected to do X, X, and X.
You can regimen all you want, but at the end of the day, he's by himself.
Well, guess what?
And then flying to London and playing Week 5 against the Bills.
He's playing for another contract, people. He has to know that, okay? Because he is going to be in the best shape, at least I would expect he would, to either win his job back, and don't think for a moment that he won't be the most interested observer on what Walker Little does and know whether or not I'm going to slide right back in that spot. I'm going to keep cashing checks. I am the man. I am the starter. Now, there are a lot of Duval out there thinking, hey, Walker Little shows out. They're a 3-1 team. Let's just say they're a 3-1 team because they will have played Indy to open on the road against an inexperienced AR or a Gardner Minshew, and not necessarily a complete Indianapolis Colts roster compared to this one. They'll be playing a bad Texans team. They will have a couple of dubs there, I believe. Let's just say they drop it to Kansas City. So they go to 2-1, but then they come right back with a win against Atlanta. That's a 3-1 squad. And if Trevor has been dropped, 3 times in 3 games, something like that, or actually I should say 4 games, maybe 5 times in 4 games, they'll keep Walker Little in there at that left tackle spot.
And to me, personally, that's an ideal situation for me, because if you don't even have to consider rushing Cam back, because like we just said, he's not going to be – he'll have his little things that they're asking him to do for these 4 weeks, but he's not going to be practicing with the team. There's not going to be that connection being built for those 4 weeks. And so if this line looks good and Trevor's not getting sacked, then to me the ideal scenario is like, hey, you have your starting offensive line, and after this season, sorry, Cam.
That's a month away from the franchise, a month away from the locker room.
Yeah.
A month away.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't be shocked at all if they do something for the season. If they trade him or they just move on, and you pick up another tackle.
Okay.
And,
but let's be
the guys that are let go during training camps.
Yeah, but let's be realistic here. And if it's done before the season, it is a full contract that is to the tune of $18 million a year. And if you do a transaction, the team that's getting him knows he's sitting out for basically a quarter of a season.
Yeah,
what team is going to do that? I don't think there's a team out there that's going to do that unless they have an injured player go down and they
in camp or something.
Right.
Or unless you just flat cut him. Right?
Yeah. No, they can't right now. They have guaranteed money that will cost against their books.
Right, but I'm saying
dead cap
but
money.
because of the suspension.
Yeah, I'd have to actually look at the dead cap.
It voids the contract. If it voids the contract, then you cut him.
I have to look at the voidable
Because I think
part
that's
of it.
how he worded it, was that they could void the contract, but obviously it goes into the how much does that dead cap affect the Jags this season.
And you might be able to, if you're on the Robinson side of this, come back at them for the amount of money.
Do you sustain dead cap if it's a suspension?
Oh, yeah. You still have to eat that part of it. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. You still have to eat that part of it. They're not going to be forgiving when it comes to that. He was your guy. And so you're going to have to live with that just from a dead cap point of view. But if you can off the salary, it definitely can help you that way. All right, 641-1010. That's a little bit of a different angle. You can hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures and kind of let us know what you think. I think it's a huge risk, honestly. I have seen Walker Little for less than half of a football season. I like what I saw. It was the biggest of moments, and he performed well. But I'm not going to put that as a guarantee or as a given. Just can't do that. And this football team, they had the luxury of drafting well and now having an answer for Cam now that he's going to sit out for 4 games. But after that, I don't know. Yeah. So, it's simple. That's just how you got to approach it. All right, back to JJville. What do you got there, young man?
That just happened. Brought to you by Florida Home AC, the official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
So we got a lot of ESPN layoffs, folks. Josh LaSelva is safe. So that is good. But Todd McShay is not. Todd McShay has been fired from ESPN.
Wow. McShay has. So
as well as Jeff Van Gundy.
So Van Gundy, Steve Young, Susie Kolber also was let go.
Keyshawn.
Susie Kolber's been one of the long.
Jalen Rose let go.
Doris Burke, I think.
Wow,
They let go of Doris?
Too. Wow, she's really good.
Yeah, she is solid.
Oh, no, Doris is not off.
Okay.
She was trending, I assumed. But the day is long, so we'll see. Yeah, they got to make room for all this money they just paid Pat McAfee. So, as my brother said in a text message, he better be on TV 24/7.
Yes.
It's so funny because McAfee had to come out.
It's a marathon of Pat McAfee.
Yeah, he had to come out and basically defend himself when the news of his contract got out that he wasn't the reason why all these layoffs were happening, that they had been pre-planned well before they struck a deal with him. But I don't know what the exact number was, but it was a huge number in terms of thousands of jobs that needed to be eliminated. And just think about that number. And this is corporate-wide, not just ESPN. I think it had Disney, the whole Disney piece. But wow, yeah,
so
those are big
so
names.
They stuck with
Mark Jackson,
Todd, and got rid of Todd McShay. Wow.
Yeah, and I think
they got rid of the salaries.
Yeah, and I think that McShay had battled a few things here of late, and then Mel, he's kind of like ageless in a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm.
He comes in ready to go. Now, McShay, they were working him pretty hard because he was doing sideline work, college football analyst work. He was doing a lot of that stuff separate from what Mel does. I think Mel might do, a little bit separate from his draft
Mel does
duties.
college football radio is what he does on Saturdays.
And they got rid of Ninkovich and a handful of other guys. That Jalen Rose was a costly piece now.
Yeah.
He was definitely a costly
I'm
piece.
guessing Van Gundy was costly, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And so now Mark Jackson, he didn't get to bounce off of Jeff anymore. That combo of those two guys, Mike Breen, it was a fun listen.
Mark Jackson, who will forever be known now as the guy who didn't think the Joker should have won
Absolute clown.
the MVP.
Yeah.
And he's terrible, man. He's terrible at his job. If it wasn't for Van Gundy, he shouldn't even have that job, man.
Right.
He
I just
sucks.
like
He
them
doesn't
both.
bring any insight whatsoever to these broadcasts.
Yeah, I guess I've enjoyed him. I'd have to
Hand
think about
down, man down.
Yeah. I'd have to think about it a little bit more as to whether he gives me insight, because let's think about it. And this has been a big discussion because you got, the idea of Brady coming into the broadcast booth, and a couple of other guys are moving into those broadcast roles. Matt Ryan and whomever else is getting ready for that.
J.J. Watt's doing something
JJ's going to do
now.
CBS, I believe. How much do you get out of these guys anyway? I always appreciate what Chris Collingsworth gives me on Sunday night, because I really do think he gives you something that you don't see, and he does it in a matter of seconds, which I think is great. Romo's style wears on some people, even though I love him, especially as
I love the McShay.
Yeah,
McShay was a X's and O's guy, and if you want to know about football and you want to know about this guy that you don't really know much about, this cornerback from North Carolina. Oh, whoa, hey, hang on. And he
was
love
the
way he
best
broke
at
down
ESPN.
film. He was clearly
Very
the best
good.
of their draft people, and it's my guess is they got rid of him because he's got health issues.
Well, no, he costs too much. It's simple as that.
There's no way he costs more than Mel Kiper. No way.
Okay, because what I was going to say is that.
But don't you think, because Mel's been there so long, maybe that that might have something to do with it? He's been there since the beginning.
Yeah, well, Mel is like literally their brand, is what he is.
He might be a little bit of an untouchable, and they named before Stephen A. as one of the untouchables and a couple of other ones that they weren't going to go after. But at the same time, it's two guys doing one job. When we talk about that, you have to boil it down to that, just as far as ESPN
But
is
you
concerned.
say that, there will be other guys that slide right in there and do that draft coverage.
Cheap guys.
Guys like Matt Miller.
Yeah.
Like Field
Much
Yates.
cheaper, yeah.
He'll slide right in there, and he makes less money. He'll do
And
the
heck,
same thing.
they had said goodbye to Matthew Berry, and they let Field Yates and a couple of those guys step in there and do that deal. All right, so we head into the 2 o'clock hour. We'll get back on the Jags. I do have this soundbite from Jordan Hall, a Georgia. He's enrolled now.
It's going to trigger a lot of folks.
Yeah, played right here in Duval. So you've got to hear this coming up. We will get back into a little bit of chatter in the college football world, post that AJC report, but then also just feed you a little more college football news that you'll appreciate as you head into the summer doldrums for college football fans. They can't wait to see this college football season kick off, just like all you NFL nooners out there as well. We're at ABBQ. The bar is open. The kitchen is open. You can drop on by. You can enjoy an afternoon, hang out with XL Primetime. It's hot out there, but they got the fans working. They got the umbrellas
nice
up.
in here, man.
Yeah.
Nice and cool.
Oh, it's perfect in here.
Yeah.
But the open-air bar area, that's always a great way to go. And you Atlantic Beach and Neptune Beach and Jacksonville Beach people, you're professionals when it comes to enjoying the outside and sunshine.
I feel great. I just feel like I might need a nap after that rib.
After that big rib. So you can go to at 1010XL, and you can see Taylor getting a hold of a brontosaurus rib like you've never seen. You can definitely check it out on our 1010XL social channels, and we are right there on YouTube. So say hey.
Cruising with XL Prime Time in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL. So many golf courses, so much sunshine.
Blue skies, fresh cut grass, birds chirping.
1010XL.
Want a low down payment and a low monthly payment on your next ride? Then you've got to go to Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned. Mia here. Right now, you can buy a pre-owned 2019 Toyota Corolla for just $1,000 down and $288 a month. Or you choose a pre-owned 2020 Camry, RAV4, or Tacoma for just $1,000 down and $388 a month. With over 400 used in stock plus more than 100 vehicles under $18,000, don't wait. 10939 Atlantic Boulevard and online at arlingtontoyota.com.
Life isn't the same without music, and Players Grill Miramar has Samuel Sanders performing covers and original music tonight at 7:30. Jam out with this local singer-songwriter while enjoying tasty food everyone can enjoy. Players Grill Miramar, where the neighborhood meets.
Hacker here for the Sausage Dude Sausage, the sausage partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Sausage Dude Sausage is made from high-quality pork and carefully sourced spices that make it the best sausage I've ever tried. You can pick up the Sausage Dudes at Publix locations all throughout Jacksonville. Try the Polish, Hungarian, beer bratwurst with cheddar and jalapeno, or my favorite, the Italian. 4th of July is right around the corner, so head to Publix today to get your hands on the Sausage Dude Sausage.
Brian and Angela Wall here with Window World. You've heard us talk about it. Window World, the #1 window replacement company in the USA, selling over 1 million windows each year for the past 8 years.
That's a lot of satisfied customers, and why J.D. Powers has awarded Window World Best in Customer Satisfaction 3 out of 4 years.
Window World stands behind their slogan, simply the best for less. With Window World, you get top quality windows at a price that leaves more of your money in your bank account, and you get the absolute best guarantee there is in the window replacement industry. When compared to our competition, there is none. See for yourself. Call the competition. Get quotes from them. But before you buy, get Window World's free estimate and compare the quality of the windows and the price.
You'll see.
And when your new Window World windows are installed and they're saving you money on your energy bills, if anything goes wrong with those windows, Window World and I will be there to make it right. That's my guarantee.
Call Window World today. Start saving money on your new windows and your energy bills, and take vacation with your savings. Window World, online at windowworldneflorida.com.
Window World, simply the best for less. Thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors and siding.
At Andy's Automotive and Truck Services, they know that your company's fleet is more than just a bunch of cars and trucks. It's your livelihood, your reputation, your pride. So when you need routine fleet maintenance or emergency repairs, Andy's offers after-hours and mobile service to minimize your downtime and keep your fleet running like new. While you care for your employees and customers, rest assured Andy's Automotive will take care of your fleet. Visit the team at andysats.com.
The flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Frank Frangie here for Stanley Pools. There's a reason Stanley Pools is a family tradition of fine swimming pools. It's locally owned and run by the Stanley family since 1988. I've trusted Stanley Pools to build and renovate our pool, and they do a fantastic job of maintaining it. I've recommended Stanley Pools for years for pool construction, repairs, maintenance, and renovation. Call Stanley Pools at 269-7277 today to transform your backyard. That's Stanley Pools, 269-7277.
The IRS has just received $80 billion in funding to hire additional agents for aggressive collections enforcement. If you owe the IRS, now is the time to take action before the IRS comes after you or your business. There's no time to waste. Call J. David Tax Law, a firm right here in Jacksonville, for a no-cost consultation at 904-507-4777. That's 904-507-4777. Or visit jdavidtaxlaw.com. Peace of mind is only a click or phone call away.
Does your home or building need painting? For over 20 years, Performance Painting has had the privilege of preserving many of Jacksonville's most prominent buildings. That said, we feel like we're just getting started. I'm Jason Parker, and our team thrives on preparing, protecting, and preserving the homes, businesses, and public buildings that make up our local landscape. Contact us today to put our years of experience to work for you. Performance Painting, prepare, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting!
Are you drowning in credit card debt? Want to get cash out of your home's equity? Loan Pronto can now do it in less than a week. Hey, it's Prosser here, and that's right. Loan Pronto's Equity Express line of credit just got even faster. You can get $50,000, $100,000, or even $200,000 in as little as 5 days. And you don't even have to touch your primary mortgage, so you can keep that 3% rate intact. Just get the money you need and pay off all those credit cards, or get that home improvement project started. With this revolutionary program, you can access up to 90% of your home's value, and in most cases, there's no appraisal. Stop paying insane interest rates to the credit card companies and get tens or even hundreds of thousands in cash in as little as 5 days. Call Loan Pronto now for the even faster Equity Express line. 904-999-1508. LoanPronto.com or 904-999-1508. That's 904-999-1508. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval.
Summertime is here, and it's time to cast those worries out. And Royal is here to help you do that with our summer termite special featuring Centricon. Starting at just $249. That's right, I said $249, and that's installed.
Visit RoyalPestServices.com.
This is your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm Taylor Dahl for 1010XL. Florida Gator Baseball has racked up the accolades all season long. They top off the season with 4 more. 4 members received All-American honors from D1 Baseball on Thursday. First baseman designated hitter Jack Caglione, first team. Outfielder Wyatt Langford, first team also. And both shortstop Josh Rivera and pitcher Hurston Waldrop land on the second team. The Jumbo Shrimp have won 3 straight and back-to-back against Durham. They continue their series against the Bulls tonight with first pitch at 7:05. Tomorrow's game will be at 6:35. Sunday is Sunday Family Fun Day with a 3:05 first pitch, and Monday is the Independence Day celebration starting at 6:05. It's 90 degrees at 2:01. Time and temper brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. It's a Big Hair Heavy Metal Friday on XL Primetime.
Cranking it out. Enjoying a good rock and roll Friday. Get ready for the weekend. We asked for our Big Hair Heavy Metal in honor of us being here at the beach, Atlantic Beach, with ABBQ, to give us some beach, ocean, summer splash theme rock and roll. Not Beach Boys, just summer theme rock and roll. Or Texas theme rock and roll, because it's Texas style barbecue here at ABBQ. So we've been hanging out. Appreciate you guys that have dropped on by to say, hey, we love it. We are here until 3 o'clock this afternoon. Taylor Dahl hanging out with us, with Mia on vacation. Big Surse is enjoying time away as well. Me, Joe C., along with Matty Hayes. We would love to see you. Just drop on by. Now, they've got it all set up here, and they will have the setup on Sunday with their 4-year anniversary celebration with July 2nd and Independence Day right around the corner. You can drop on by on Sunday and enjoy their buffet that they have set up for you and all the band action, or you can drop by anytime. They open up a little bit later on the first part of the week, and then once they get going on the weekdays into the weekend, open at 11 a.m.
Yes, and I guess we'll be selecting the winner soon, Joe.
Yeah, we've got to draw some winners' names and get them hooked up with the buffet. So TLD says she looked at the big brontosaurus rib, shot her a picture of it, and the lovely Diane, she says, "Oh, I don't know about that. Where's your smoothie?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I
you had it.
Exactly.
Your smoothie's almost gone."
I got proof that I drank the smoothie, but it's hard not to attack good meat. Okay, it's hard not to. All right, so. Into this 2 o'clock hour, we'll get back to the Jags, but I want to play this one soundbite. And, this is just classic young player talking smack, okay? Jordan Hall, if you're a college football fan, you know who we're talking about. If you're a fan of local high school talent, you know who we're talking about. We're talking about a big human being that came right out of Jacksonville and went up to Georgia, and is going to be, you would think, one of the guys that they will lean on early with the way that they have worked their recruiting system. They ain't afraid to play guys early. But Georgia and Florida up for discussion as to whether or not, Jordan Hall would look the Gators' way or ultimately stay home, stay local, all that stuff. But he ended up going to Georgia. And listen to this on a podcast is one of the reasons that that helped him make his decision.
Yeah, let's talk about your recruitment. What was the turning factor that got you to the University of Georgia?
Really, Florida talk about a lot of nothing. So I was like, Georgia talk about a lot of something. They're going to put people in the league. Florida ain't put a D-line in the league since Taven Bryan, and he's terrible.
Wow.
Well,
yeah.
That was a
wrong.
shot across the
That's
bow,
a big
man.
drive-by at Taven Bryan.
Ooh.
And I just, for the Gators part in this, Hey, Jordan, you should not judge Florida just on Taven Bryan alone. But
I mean, he wasn't
wow.
wrong.
Yeah, what he's saying is not wrong because think of Jordan Travis, think of Jalen Carter, think of Trayvon Walker. You can go down the line with defensive line play that Georgia has sent into the National Football League. Was that not a shot?
Wow.
Oh, my gosh. I mean, Taven Bryan, his nose hurts right now. He has
I know.
no idea why.
Yeah.
Like,
and so, and as far as history goes, that's usually what a young player will look to, the most recent history. And that's what Florida has pumped out. Take a look at the draft picks that they have had. Take a look, honestly, what Florida, Florida State, and Miami have dealt with over the last handful of years as far as getting players to the National Football League. Now, Florida can tout AR going top 5, and they definitely can live off of him for a little while, depending on how his career goes. But there's no getting away from the fact that Georgia has routinely and consistently put players into the National Football League.
Well, and Jags fans, there's by themselves has said that for how long now. I think they've been like, stop drafting Florida players because this hasn't worked. And then maybe last year there was a little bit of like, well, maybe Jawan Taylor's, broken that curse type of thing, and then Jawan leaves. So I feel like that's not really that connection anymore. But he says it. Jags fans say it. A lot of people say it.
Look, he was a disaster. Now, look, he came at the end of the first round, and you can definitely come up with excuses as to, why it didn't work out. He just was not a good football player at that level. He was a first-round draft pick that was not a good enough football player. Now, they've also
bloodletting, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to interrupt you real quick. The bloodletting continues.
Oh, you're back on the ESPN. Taylor, you have to pay attention to what Matt pays attention to. We will have a segment, and he's still on that last segment. Okay,
like, hold on.
He is still on that last segment.
It's just.
Well, he's talking about Matt Hasselbeck.
It's. I mean, they're literally just cutting everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone of substance is getting cut right now at ESPN. Sad.
Right, so
very sad.
But give it to us.
Matt Hasselbeck is out.
And
he's been on ESPN Countdown for I don't know how long.
Yeah, a long time. But
since he got out of the league.
There were.
This is going to look very different this year.
Yeah, he hadn't been on that long, but that's a busy set.
Yeah,
it
really is.
It is.
You got Rex, Randy, Teddy, and Hasselbeck along with Sam Ponder.
Well, so far you do. We don't know what happens.
Right.
The day is long, man. We have no idea what's going on.
I just think to myself that they spent a lot of money. They wanted to own the world, not just the sports world. They wanted to own the world, and they went out and acquired a lot of things. You go back and look at Jalen, Greeny, and Michelle Beadle. That was the original get up. It was $15 million per year just for those three. And they hadn't even brought a guest on or anything else. That's what they had. $15 million.
Well, you can't,
just between those three.
You can't pay $1 billion annually for the SEC and $1.5 billion annually for the new playoff, and $500 billion annually for the Big 12, or $400 billion annually for the Big 12, $400 billion annually, million for the ACC. Those things start to add up at some point,
Right.
That's a lot of money they're paying on media rights. The new NBA deal was what, like $2 billion? I think. Is that what it was?
Oh, I don't know.
$2 billion
I don't know how
a year.
It was. It was up there.
Something ridiculous.
And just on the money side of it, when it comes to the rights and everything that they're having to pay for, things have gone up and up and up. And when it comes to not only what is being broadcast, the actual rights fees that they have to pay for what's being broadcast, they got to pay the guys that are talking about it, which is what we just got through talking about.
9 years, $24 billion for the NBA.
Yeah.
For the NBA.
Whoa.
9 years, $24 billion. So that averages
for the NBA. Yeah. Almost $3 billion a year.
You're laughing at the NBA as if it's WNBA. Are you sure?
But the NBA gets ratings.
82 games.
No, that's what it
every
is.
Team
it's
that the ESPN.
That's what it is. It's the content.
It's massive.
Yeah, it's the content. They need content.
Yeah.
So it's because the NBA doesn't get interesting to the playoffs.
Yeah.
So it's literally they just need content.
Yeah, the NBA does get interesting before the playoffs. This is an anti-NBA or JJ.
No,
can you smell an anti-NBA
here? I love the NBA.
Yeah.
It's the playoffs when it gets real.
Yeah.
But JJ would admit to that.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't matter what we think of any of that. It's just like it's live. It's live content, and people watch it no matter what. I mean, even if I don't think it's interesting, it's on in the background or whatever. That's just they crave that. They need that for ratings. They need it for advertising, obviously. So, yeah, that is why those leagues are worth so much. I mean, baseball, you could say people hate baseball. No one cares about baseball anymore. But, man, in those local markets, to have baseball on every single night, every night of the summer, that is worth a lot.
It's a cash cow.
So write this down real quick, okay? Hang on real quick, Joe, real quick.
Yeah.
So let's go $1.5 billion for the new playoff, okay? $1 billion for the SEC, $24 billion for the NBA, $5.6 billion for the new MLB deal. All right, the new now they're doing the NHL now.
We have to do this longhand because
the new
we
NHL
don't have enough zeros
deal.
on our calculator.
What was the next one?
The new NHL deal is $300 million annually over 7 years, so that's $2.1 billion. I don't even know what they're paying for NASCAR. Look, I mean, what's that come up? That's over $30 billion in media rights.
Yeah, it's.
I haven't even added in the ACC or the Big 12. They're well over $30 billion.
34.1 with just those.
And you know how they've experimented with announcerless games? They're probably just going to go ahead and say that's what we're doing from now on.
It's almost like the funny money.
Watch
at this
whatever.
Point, right?
You don't need to turn the sound up or down because there's nobody there. Just watch. Just watch.
Commentate on your own.
Yeah, exactly. Now, just speaking of the rights, Notre Dame, just as an example, Notre Dame is looking to triple its football rights fees to 55 to 70 million annually. That is for one football team during the next media cycle of negotiations. So there's another example. Notre Dame by themselves, 55 to 70 million in rights fees. It's crazy. It really is. But that's that's the price of doing business. JJ, you said Susie Colbert. TLD and I was like such a fan of Susie.
I love Susie.
Yeah, and met her way back when. Such a nice lady. But what did you say? 38 years?
27 years at ESPN. But then she said I'm thankful for my 38 years in the business, which to me means she's just going to retire, which to me means ESPN gave her a big package.
Right, right. Just a little exit package to say, hey, let's just go ahead and sign on the dotted line. And she was probably well paid. And so now they get to cut that cost, go out and get a younger person that's on a cheaper pay scale, whatever the case might be. But, yeah, she did a good job for a long time. That's for sure. All right, we are hanging out, hoping that we're doing a good job, even though we were compared to Nickelback earlier today. You can hit the text line to sign by Lifetime Enclosures at 641-1010, or you can drop by ABBQ, as we are right here in Atlantic Beach, right on Atlantic, as you sneak up to the corner on the left-hand side in the 400 block. We'd love to see you. If you know where ABBQ is, you can drop on by and register for what they've got set up on Sunday as they celebrate 4 years here, July 2nd, and you've got a chance to win that big buffet. 4 tickets. That's 2 adults, 2 kids, which is a nice little price tag where you can enjoy some delicious barbecue and bands playing all day long as they celebrate 4 years here at the beach. ABBQ.
You're riding in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios. XL Primetime on 1010XL. Radio from another galaxy.
Shall I scramble TAC HQ for an intercept?
What's its current position?
1010XL. 92.5 FM.
I want you to forget what you saw here today.
Hey, Jags fans, after another successful year, it's time to get your prowl on. We want you at the bank this season for all 9 of our home games. Come see your Jaguars in every big matchup in 2023 by securing your Prowl Pass now. To lock in your seats, visit jaguars.com/prowl or call 904-633-2000. But you better hurry. Prowl Passes are limited and selling fast. Don't miss out on all the action. And remember, it was always the Jags.
David Garrard here. Once again, Southeast Orthopedic Specialist has eased my knee pain with PRP treatment. PRP is a platelet-rich plasma concentrate that promotes tissue repair naturally. If you are dealing with pain or an injury, ask your doctor, a Southeast Orthopedic Specialist, about PRP to determine if it's right for you too.
Relieve pain and get back to life. SOS. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
When were the St. Johns River jetties built? The answer next.
There's always a good reason to compare homeowners' insurance rates. You may be paying too much. Protect your home with a Southern Oak insurance policy today.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
Congress approved plans to build the jetties in 1879, and construction was from 1880 to 1885.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
Did you know that all graduates of Local 234's apprenticeship program are licensed journeymen? That means all plumbers, pipe fitters, welders, and HVAC techs will have hundreds of hours of experience and have passed the Jacksonville City Licensed Journeyman exam. They're the best trained and safest skilled tradespeople in the industry. Don't leave yourself exposed to inadequate workmanship or even danger. Always hire a licensed journeyman. Local 234. Make the right connection. Equal opportunity employer.
If you're at the point where you think you have to live with pain indefinitely, I want to help you get rid of that fear and anxiety. I'm Matt Hayes. Listen to Pain-Free Living with Dr. Mithuyas and me. Sunday mornings at 10 on 1010XL.
I'm with Greg from Cycles of Jacksonville. And let me get this right, Greg. Cycles is selling boats?
We are carrying the Coach Pontoon boats, which comes with a legendary Honda engines, and these things are first class.
So Honda outboard engines, if you have one, this is where you can go and get it repaired. And then you also have these pontoon boats.
In stock, ready to have some fun on the water, and they are big fun.
So it's not just Cycles of Jacksonville. They are an authorized boat dealer. Come check out the coolest new concept in pontoons. Cycles of Jacksonville on Atlantic near Regency.
Mike Dempsey for Dandy Foods, and happy to report that Dandy has brand new goodies out there, only available at select gate locations. 4 delicious new lunch items to choose from: a hot roast beef and provolone, an Italian Cabo that'll melt in your mouth, spicy buffalo chicken, or a big old juicy 100% beef cheeseburger. They're all served on fresh ciabatta bread, baked locally and delivered daily, just as you'd expect from the folks that bring you fresh, never frozen goodness.
Got that hometown flavor creeping up on you, yeah.
Okay, next time you're at the store, I dare you to not think about the unmistakable fresh, clean scent of Irish Spring. Yeah, you heard me. I want you to resist picturing a shower filled with those sensational Irish Spring suds. And if you succeed, well, you got what my gramps used to call resolutitude. Not a real word, but let's be honest, you're probably going to end up leaving with Irish Spring because of its irresistible scent and because you have zero resolutitude. Pick up Irish Spring at Walmart today.
Time now for a medical recap. A health and wellness tip from Jaguars head team physician, Dr. Kevin Kaplan.
Establishing a regular sleeping pattern is crucial for your well-being. This includes going to bed at roughly the same time every night and waking up around the same time every morning. You may even consider turning off all electronic devices an hour before bedtime. Ever wonder why you can't fall asleep after staring at your phone right before bed? Studies show that the light from your phone actually decreases melatonin production, therefore causing disruptions to your sleep throughout the night. Get some rest before the big game. Go Jags.
New and pre-owned firearms are always in stock at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach. Want a new sidearm or rifle? Brands like Kimbar, Smith & Wesson, Sig Sauer, and Beretta. No lines, no hassle. Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacks Beach.
Mark Watson for Hardball Creative. Free promo tip. Put your logo on golf balls and give them to clients who are bad golfers. More hacks equals more exposure. Trust me, it's science. HardballCreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
The best golfing weather is upon us, and Hidden Hills Golf Club invites you to enjoy your round of golf with us. Our warm and welcoming atmosphere and spectacular golf course keeps our customers coming back. Check us out at hiddenhillsgc.com. You'll be glad you did.
Malfunctions in your electrical panel can lead to hazards like fire or power outages, leaving your home at risk. So leave it to the pros and Mr. Sparky.
888-8
Your on-time electrician, Mr. Sparky of the First Coast.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. It's a big hair, heavy metal Friday on XL Primetime.
XL Primetime cranking it out, ABBQ. We love seeing you. You can drop on by and say, hey, we've got one signing up right now for that buffet on Sunday. You can do it, especially if you're Atlantic Beach, Neptune Beach, Jacks Beach, whatever, or if you come across the ditch. Everyone says, I don't want to cross the ditch. That's because you're on this side. But if you're on that side and you want to sign up for this, you got to cross the ditch.
Yes.
So you can get on over here pretty easily. Atlantic Boulevard, always moving, always hustling. But we're in the 400 block. You know where ABBQ is if you are in this area. But you can drop on by, put your name in the hat, and we will pull those winners out before the end of the day. B-Hop, one of our guys, gave us permission to draw 2 at the end of the show. So we will reach out and get in touch with them and let them know that they won the those 4 tickets.
Yep.
Which would be nice.
I already texted a couple friends and was like, "Hey, do we have plans Sunday? Because I kind of want to. I don't want to make it out here now."
Yeah. Well, it's not, and someone sometimes can make plans for you without you even knowing it, and you look around and go, "Okay, I got a plan."
That's what
now.
we're doing.
Yeah. I got a plan. All right. So real quick on that subject, 4th of July.
Yes.
And we'll be working on Monday, and so we'll ask people what their plans are. But there's probably a lot of people that have already checked out, and they're going to have a long weekend. The weather, I think, is going to be pretty good.
I haven't even looked. But
yeah, I'm just wondering how many people are going to just load up and pack these beaches. It is going to be any special plans?
It's already bad.
Oh, it does look.
It's already so
great.
crowded.
Hot, but great.
Yeah, it looks beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking. Yeah, it's going to get hot as
Bathing
Hades,
suit, some sort of water.
Yeah. And so I will be there, but I just got to pick my time. It's going to be either early or late.
You know how I am with that.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, yeah, because you
go home.
You got the
Right.
Well, I tell you.
Well, come here first.
Right.
Yes.
But
Eat, drink, be happy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then go back over the dish.
Yeah, but I tell you all the time, I want them off my bar stool. That's really what I'm most worried about. Sunset Grill, they just litter my bar with taking up all the spaces. So those are the ones that I want.
You don't have a plaque there yet with like your.
No, he does.
personal.
Oh, it's kind of the unwritten rule.
That is Joe's stool.
That's the mayor's seat.
Yeah, here's what it is, Taylor. You see this elbow? It's me leaning up against it because all those seats are taken. But yeah, the other ones. I love seeing everybody, and it's big and busy. That's for sure.
No, it is. It's a lot of fun.
But yeah, it will be packed.
It'll be ridiculous. It'll be mobbed. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll ask on Monday if you are still working, what your plans are for the 4th of July, and hang out with us because we'll dig into those things that are coming up over the next handful of weeks. This is the month where you will not see a whole lot of football chatter on the airwaves, ESPN or whatever you take in, because there's nothing going on with them right now. But as we mentioned, our SEC Media Days, our ACC kickoff, that'll all be coming up at the end of the month once July hits. And so we will be drilling down and getting
Hopefully,
into it big
because
time.
if you're seeing something on one of your players, it's probably
not
bad.
good.
Yeah,
It's
it's bad during this 6-week period.
Yeah, and that is true. That is, and every coach holds their breath.
Yeah,
no news.
That's why when they let those guys go after the mini camp, it's like, don't do anything that's going to embarrass you, your family, or the franchise.
Just make it 6 weeks, guys.
Yeah.
Come on.
And it is pretty simple. You, your family, or your franchise. That is pretty simple. Because when Cam Robinson had to put a statement out, what did he do? He apologized to the fans, his family, and his teammates.
The college coach do the same thing after spring practice. I'll see you back in 3 months. Don't do anything to embarrass your family.
All right, now I'm gonna advance this a little bit later on, probably next week when we're doing a little more college football. But we were talking a little bit about this over the course of the last handful of weeks with NIL, with what's going on with the transfer portal. We mentioned the news earlier today about the transfer portal. They're trying, the NCAA is trying to reduce the amount of time, basically cut it in half as far as the opportunity for a player to move from one school to another, entering the transfer portal. Anyway, I saw this piece on social media, and I might even apologize to the ACC folks when I get up there. The Atlantic Coast Conference, which at times I've called it a crap conference because they don't compete at a high enough level often enough. I saw this graph, 25 highest percentage of athletes in the student body, okay? Meaning a student body at a particular university that fields a bunch of sports, if they're smaller in total student body, then obviously the number of student athletes is going to rise in percentage.
That's right.
So I was blown away when I saw this, and I don't even know if I can capsulize it properly, but there were a lot of ACC schools that were in this. At the very top, and this surprised me, the Tulsa Golden Hurricanes, 15.5% of their student pop were student athletes. 15.5%. How flipping small is the student body at Tulsa?
So Rice and Wake are in that too, right?
Well, I'm going to look here and just give you a few more. Stanford is almost at 11%. So I'm not surprised by that.
Right.
That is a small student body in Palo Alto. Duke, you should not be surprised by that.
Right.
What is their enrollment right now? It's less than 7,000. It may even be less than 5. But they're
Wake has the lowest in the ACC.
Yeah,
it's like 5,400 or something.
Is it 84? Okay,
54, I think it is.
54?
Yeah.
So then Duke is up there a little bit more. But Duke is at 10.7%, And Wake Forest, while we're on the subject, they're at 7.8% of their enrollment. Taylor, you're Notre Dame Fighting Irish.
Yeah.
Fighting Irish are at 8.6%. So that means that many athletes, close to 1 out of every 10 walking the campus, is an athlete.
You have to remember, it's also how many sports you offer.
Yeah.
Like Rice doesn't offer as many sports either. That's why they're not there. Rice
Well,
is
no,
the
Rice is
smallest.
there. Rice
Where
is
are they
there
at right now?
They're fourth. They're 9.3%.
I think they're the smallest student body in the country, Rice.
Yeah. So 9.3% of Rice. I'm very surprised that even though, like you're saying, they may not offer all the sports.
Right.
And then Boston College is at 7, a little over 7%. Southern Methodist, a little over, right at 7%. Northwestern at 6%. Bottom line is, if you go through this, as far as the ACC is concerned, you've got NC State, you've got North Carolina, you've got Virginia, you've got Duke, you've got Boston College, and you've got Wake Forest. I mean, that's a ton. There's only one SEC school here, as I see the top 25. I'm sure you can guess who that is.
Vandy.
Yeah, and so Vandy has a little over 5% of their total population that is a student athlete. So did you find?
Yeah, for reference, Duke, 6,883. That was 2021, so that was like the article that pops up.
So let's just say around 7,000. Yeah, so around 7,000. So
and Notre Dame was 8624.
Okay. Oh, actually, I should.
Tulsa is the smallest. Tulsa at 3822.
Yeah,
wow.
So
3832.
Wow, I should add Louisville into the ACC conversation because they're also among the top 25 with right around 4% of their student pop are student athletes. And look, only one SEC school because they pack them in. They probably have north of 15,000 on all their campuses, not named Vandy. I'm pretty sure Ole Miss and Mississippi State are past that number. So I thought that was interesting. And they've got to finance all those sports. And they just came up with, everything that's going on as far as the Title IX and all that stuff, the amount of money they got to generate. So I thought that was definitely an interesting number. All right, we are hanging out until 3 o'clock. That's our number. We'll be here at ABBQ until 3 o'clock. So you've got until then. Put your name in the hat to register to win one of these beautiful buffet prizes from Rick and the boys here. They have got a chance to give you 2 adults, 2 kids, 4 buffet tickets as they celebrate their 4-year anniversary here on Sunday. The entertainment is free. You can come and hang out and have a good time, but they also recommend reservations because what they say, Taylor?
That will packed.
Yeah.
It'll be packed out, and so obviously if you win the tickets, you get that your ticket guarantees you a spot in here. So if you're not getting tickets, maybe make a reservation or get here super early so that you can grab a table and be able to see all of the live music and eat some barbecue food.
So real quick, Stanford has 16,000 students, 36 varsity sports.
36. They kind of lead the way, don't they, when it comes to Title IX?
They do.
They really do. And we were looking at the Learfield Cup a couple days ago, Matt.
They're always number one.
Yeah, because they have so many sports.
Yeah. And I know you all will not be surprised by this, but trending right now on the heels of ESPN layoffs, Pat McAfee is trending.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
So we will get to some of that coming up.
There's jokes about the entire budget just going to him. So.
It's all McAfee all the time. We will do that coming up on XL Primetime.
The First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL. Our colors are teal and black.
That is, Jags on 3, baby. 1, 2, 3, Jags!
No one covers the Jaguars like 1010XL, home of the Jaguars.
Attention car buyers, are you noticing markups on vehicles on dealer lots? Well, come to Key Buick GMC, where we never have markups on our vehicles. Ask for Derek or Brian, where we have fair value pricing, no additional markups, as well as the only Buick GMC dealer with a lifetime powertrain warranty on all new Buicks and GMCs. That's only at Key Buick GMC. We are professional grade across from Tinseltown on the corner of Southside and Gate, or go to our website, keybuickgmc.com.
You don't have to be a football star to get a signing bonus. The team at Republic Services needs your skills, and they're paying up to $5,000 for you to join the roster. You'll be joining a winner. As an essential business, the Republic Services trucks have not stopped rolling with hourly and weekly pay and better benefits and vacation packages than the rest of the league. Driver trainees, $1,000 sign-on bonus. CDL drivers, $3,000. Diesel mechanics, $5,000 bonus. Join the winning team at Republic Services today. Visit republicservices.com.
Equal opportunity employer.
Hey, it's Tony from Tony D's Pizza. If you love our pizza and pasta dishes, let us cater an event for you. Family function or office parties, we can deliver you an amazing Italian meal. Remember, it's not just pizza at Tony D's. Bay Meadows in $2.95.
Florida Home AC, the official AC partner of the Jaguars. Make them your AC partner with honest cost estimates before they start the work with no hidden fees. Call 877-4300 for Florida Home AC.
You can't go inside your home team's locker room, so Jags beat reporter Hayes Carline goes there for you.
Work on three, 1, 2, 3, work!
Hayes Carline here. Find my blog at 1010XL.com.
Brought to you by Roland Reach Plumbing, where quality and experience count.
Are you ready to sizzle up your 4th of July? Southern Steer Butcher has everything you need to make this holiday a mouth-watering success. See our Facebook page for our sparkler sample deal and more.
For tasty tips and juicy breasts, choose Southern Steer Butcher.
Find your why in your next career move at the First Coast YMCA. Everyone can get involved and make a difference in your community at the Y. And if you'd like to turn your passion into a fulfilling career, the Y is an equal opportunity employer and is now hiring youth program leaders, lifeguards, swim instructors, and more. Plus, Y staff enjoy benefits including free YMCA membership and free childcare while you work. Find your passion, find your why in a career at fcymca.org.
Are you embarrassed by your ugly, cracked concrete driveway? Need to enhance your home's curb appeal? Stonecore on Phillips Highway is your one-stop shop for all your outdoor needs. Replacing with new stone pavers will transform your driveway into a stunning work of art. Say goodbye to unsightly concrete and hello to beautiful, durable pavers that last for years. Visit Stonecore today and let's beautify your home together. Stonecore.co. We do outdoors better.
At Cannons of Jacksonville, they know that when you're towing anything, you gotta have products you can rely on. With over 50 years of fabrication expertise, the family at Cannons can repair or install precisely what you need to tow with confidence. Whether it's a heavy-duty hitch, trailer frame, gooseneck, tow bar, or any other towing accessory, Cannons will provide you with unmatched precision and durability. For all your towing needs, visit cannonsofjacks.com, where quality and customer satisfaction collide.
For the past 5 years in Jacksonville, J-Dog Junk Removal has been on a mission to put veterans back to work. They have successfully helped over 40 veterans find meaningful employment, and they're not stopping there. Their goal is to reach an astounding 75 veterans employed by the year 2025, all in our local community. J-Dog Junk Removal, veteran-owned, veteran-operated.
Life is about choices and the decisions you make. I'm David Robbins with Epstein & Robbins. If you're convicted of a DUI, you'll have to face severe consequences. Walking through the doors of the courthouse or appearing at a bond hearing can be extremely intimidating. Without the right lawyer, you're likely to make the wrong decision. Let our team help you make the right decisions in court. Epstein & Robbins, the right choice.
Epstein & Robbins, fighting for your rights since 1975.
Clearwater. John, I can't even mow my side yard. It's so soggy. Man, my builder sucks.
Brent, calm down. This is a common problem in neighborhoods where houses are built too close together. You need gutters and a properly installed French drain that will soak up subsurface water. We can completely dry it up.
So I can take my builder off my speed dial now, huh?
Yeah, we got you, buddy. Let that builder bitterness go.
Clearwater irrigation and drainage too.
Business owners know Andy's Automotive and Truck Services for routine fleet maintenance or emergency repairs. Andy's offers after-hours and mobile service to minimize downtime and keep your fleet on the road. Visit andysats.com.
It's a unique gift idea and a popular way to add fun and personality to any wedding environment. Mystic Cornhole Company builds custom, high-quality boards right here in Jax. Visit the shop on Phillips Highway or check out their designs at mysticcornhole.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars, protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Rumors spreading round in that Texas town about the shack outside the game.
It's a Big Hair Heavy Metal Friday on XL Primetime.
That's some good ZZ Top.
got a
in
lot of
honor
nice guys.
of Texas. ABBQ. They said they brought in a little Texas barbecue to Atlantic Beach, and that's why we asked for a little flavor from you today as far as Big Hair Heavy Metal Friday. And definitely ZZ Top, one of the great three-man bands of all time.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Extra Rush.
Yep. And we will end our day with a little, we're not going to take it, a little big John Henderson face slap. But if you want to give us some more suggestions, it could be any type of rock and roll. But if you want to work a little beach flavor into it, a little Texas flavor into it, do it. That's for sure. As we hang out at ABBQ, they celebrate their 4th anniversary here on Sunday with a big celebration. You've got until 3 o'clock to get in the drawing for the buffet tickets, and we will give those away at the end of the show. So I said Pat McAfee was trending. It's because everything that's going on with the ESPN layoffs, which are definitely anybody losing a gig. You kidding me? That's terrible. But some of the stuff that's on social media is just absolutely cracking me up. Pat McAfee and Stephen A. going to sleep after ESPN fired Jalen Rose and Jeff Van Gundy. And it's the scene from Breaking Bad. It is just, I mean, there's just so many good ones that are out there. But
I know there was one that said the 2023 NBA analyst, and it was like 3 kids who were like 8 years old just sitting on a couch.
Just let them talk. Just mic them up, let them talk, because that's what it boils down to. That's for sure. They are going to do whatever they can to get out of, I guess, a big financial mountain of debt that they've had. Not just ESPN. This is Disney as a whole. Let's not forget that part of it. But last night, I don't even know what channel it was on, but it was Kelsey and Mahomes against Steph and Clay, and it was the match. And Draymond was doing some color on it. Charles Barkley was doing some color on it. So they were having a big time. Just enjoying that whole thing. I don't necessarily dig in on those.
Yeah.
I like watching the highlights of them because they're good golfers. They're not great golfers.
Do we know who won?
Yeah, it was a 3-2 final, meaning 2 holes to play. Mahomes and Kelsey were up by 3 over Thompson and Curry. And speaking of golf, JT, I don't know if you have this, but the Rocket Mortgage Classic is going on up in Detroit, and I'm a Ricky Fowler fan. I want to see him, get back in the winner's circle. It's been a few years now since he's been in the winner's circle. He certainly has been contending. We all know what happened to him Sunday at the U.S. Open. It did not go well, and maybe it didn't go well yesterday afternoon late. He was finishing up, okay, and at one point he was 7 under par, and I want to say with either 2 or 3 holes to play. Guess what? He bogeyed his way into the clubhouse and shot him a little 67, to which he answered, why did he have a bit of a stumble late? Listen to this soundbite.
I mean, to be perfectly honest, I had to go to the bathroom pretty badly. So luckily I just got drug tested, so I went straight in. There weren't very many bathrooms the last 5 holes, so I was a little shaky coming in, and not to necessarily blame the finish on that, but it didn't help.
That's beautiful. Wow.
Oh, my gosh.
That's beautiful. He had to go. And so he ended up letting go of a couple of shots down the stretch and ended up not getting it done. All right, I got to bring this one thing up here.
We got something done, but.
Yeah, he did get something done. It was so funny. I go back and I remember the players, and there was one guy that exited 7 and almost got, I always describe that Pat Mahomes run, that little small run, like he's just got out of a car at a rest area and has to go really, really
like
bad.
almost dancing.
He is just wiggling his way to the sideline or to the portal line or whatever. Anyway, I can remember a golfer exiting 7. And I'm telling you, he could not get to the portal line fast enough. Could not. Now, the players have done such a great job now. These are beautiful, pristine, clean bathrooms. This was like one you had to swing the door open.
Oh, yeah.
and get in there. But I'll never forget that. Those guys, you think that they don't have anything to worry about, they got to go just like the rest of us. All right. Are you going to go see Indiana Jones? Matt Hayes.
Not tonight.
Not tonight.
The first night it's on, but I think eventually, yeah.
It's called The Dial of Destiny.
Although I've seen the previews.
Yeah.
Doesn't look great.
He's old.
He's an old bird.
He's coming up on 80, man.
I don't know how old he is.
Gosh.
Look how old Harrison Ford is, because Harrison Ford.
80.
I bet he's 78.
He's about to turn 81 in 2 weeks.
Whew.
Wow.
Okay, so he probably shot this when he was around. Who knows? They probably called him up a long time ago, said it's going to take us a while to muscle through this. So why don't you? And by the way,
Grandpa.
Well, not only that, whenever you want to look like what someone really looks like,
Yeah.
just do like Harrison Ford now.
Yeah.
And then a picture will come on Google of him
Well, this one has
in
to be
makeup or anything
Yeah.
like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Then you'll see exactly what he's like.
Just
Okay.
climbing out of the car somewhere, and
Right,
you're like, oh, God.
Harrison Ford in 1883.
Uh-huh.
Which I don't know if you saw that. 1883. Matt and I definitely saw it. He played a
He was
great character.
terrific, yeah,
a
terrific.
great character because it was the prequel, or however you want to describe it, to
Yellowstone.
Yellowstone. And so he played a great character. He is 80
It was
years
fitting for
old.
his age.
Yeah, exactly. It fit his age
Yeah.
perfectly. Instead of a guy slaying dragons and knocking out
There
camels
has to
or
be
whatever it is that he's
there
doing.
has to be a mini-me for this movie, right?
Yeah, like he's like training
can't be
someone
doing
new or
it. Yeah.
something because
He can't be
Probably.
doing this stuff.
He's
There's
probably
no
got a
way.
prodigy that he's bringing
Yeah,
along.
there
But-
has to be.
But guess what? They spent $295 million to make this money.
Ooh.
I'm betting a lot of that was on caffeine to keep him awake. $295 million. One of the most expensive films. So you are going to go see it, though.
I think so.
Have you ever seen Indiana Jones?
I'm
Taylor?
a little leery of it because it's not him. He's not going to be the star of it. So he was the key to everything for all of them.
Yeah. The most expensive movies that have ever been made. JJ, are you going to go see Indiana Jones first off?
No, I heard that the last one with Shia LaBeouf was so terrible that I've just kind of I'm not going to go see anything new. I hate that Hollywood does this, and I'm not going to let them ruin. I don't want my thoughts of the first three sullied in any way by this.
I like that because I didn't do anything with the Star Wars, so
I wish I wouldn't have seen the new Star Wars. That's what I'm saying. I hated the new Star Wars so bad it made me feel a certain way, even about the old ones almost.
Yeah, I just totally stayed away. So I like that logic. I like that, I don't know whether it'll be great or not. I'll let someone else tell me, and then maybe I might be interested in going. But
I mean, do you always agree with that, though? Because I feel like there's been a lot of movies where the ratings will be awful, and then I end up liking it, or it wins, all of these awards, and then I'll watch it, and I'm like, that was all right.
And so you're right. Maybe sometimes you can go in the opposite direction of what they say, but I always look at Rotten Tomatoes, who I think might be stalking me at times, and they know exactly what I watch. And so I look at their ratings a little bit, but I liked Harrison Ford in 1883, so I'm probably going to ride off of that and not worry about seeing him in this.
Plus, I don't believe all the reviews, man.
Yeah.
Because remember when Joker came out with Joaquin Phoenix, and it was another Joker movie.
Oh, that movie
ended
was
up being
so
the best
good.
one.
I love that movie.
Yeah, it did. Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides, which is another one I did not see because I love Jack Sparrow.
I don't even know which one that was.
I don't know. Me neither. I think that was the last one. 379 million.
Holy.
379 million. The Avengers, a couple of them over 350 million. Avatar: The Way of Water, which I also have not seen, 350 million. They are expensive to make. Holy smokes. And
there's a lot of Star Wars in these.
Oh, yeah,
top
definitely.
10s.
You got 250 million plus with the Star Wars Solo, and then
everybody's moving more toward the series now. By the way, that's why there's not so many movies out now. Everybody's going toward the Netflix series, Hulu, Prime. They're doing series now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well,
we're such in an instant gratification type of world now that people want you. It's out on Netflix. You can just turn on Netflix. It's like, hey, it's out this day. You can binge watch it. Right. You can watch one episode. You can do whatever, and that's it.
I love it. And they are now even putting movies in movie theaters and putting it on on
whatever
on
platform.
Demand. Yeah, exactly. At the same time. All right, we will wrap ours up. We will hand it off to the Frangie Show. ABBQ is where we are hanging out. We're going to draw a couple of winners for their Sunday celebration coming up.
Buckle up. You're in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios with XL Primetime on 1010XL. Find your new Honda at your 8 local Honda dealers.
Sweltering weather, the dog days of summer at the office, and no Jaguars on-field action for 6 whole weeks. So let us help you beat the summer heat with The Scoop. New episodes every Wednesday all summer long on the 1010XL social channels and wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
What? They did not tell me they were going to do that. I need a new bank.
Well, actually, One-to-One Financial doesn't do the usual bank surprises because we're not a bank. We're a credit union. And that means lower loan interest, things like free checking and member rewards, and of course, total investment back into our community.
I'm sold.
Find a better way to bank than big banks with One-to-One Financial, Jacksonville's hometown credit union. Visit 121fcu.org for more information on opening an account today.
Federally insured by NCUA.
Life isn't the same without music, and Players Grill Miramar has Samuel Sanders performing covers and original music tonight at 7:30. Jam out with this local singer-songwriter while enjoying tasty food everyone can enjoy. Players Grill Miramar, where the neighborhood meets.
Hey, this is Jason with Bueller Air Conditioning. Why do we love to go to that awesome grocery store where shopping is a pleasure? Why do we choose that amazing chicken sandwich where the service is fast and friendly and it's always their pleasure? You see, those brands are a promise. Here at Bueller Air, our team is committed to serving the customer and delivering that same kind of brand promise. Our mission is to be the most trusted brand with friendly and professional service every single time. Give us a call today or visit BuellerAir.com.
Share your voice anytime on the 1010XL text line.
Are you serious?
Installed by Lifetime Flooring.
I gotta say, you're totally blowing my mind right now.
If you can't call or email, text us. 641-1010.
If your lawn is not as green as you'd like, it's time to go orange by calling Orange Environmental Services, Jacksonville's highest quality pest control for over 45 years. Frank Frangie here. I've trusted Orange Environmental to take care of our home's pest control needs for years. With the Orange Shield Protection Plan for your home or office, you can relax knowing Orange Environmental will handle pest control, termite control, and mosquito control. Orange Environmental has been giving Northeast Florida peace of mind from bug problems since 1972. Call them today at 272-3284.
Does your home or building need painting? For over 20 years, Performance Painting has had the privilege of preserving many of Jacksonville's most prominent buildings. That said, we feel like we're just getting started. I'm Jason Parker, and our team thrives on preparing, protecting, and preserving the homes, businesses, and public buildings that make up our local landscape. Contact us today to put our years of experience to work for you. Performance Painting, prepare, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting! Pickett here. After work's done for the day, I know you like to find your favorite sofa or recliner and watch the game. Well, me too. It helps all of us wind down for the day. But I bet you don't clean that upholstery too much, do you? That's why you got to call my friends at Zero Res this month. All upholstery, 25% off the sofa, 25% off the love seat, 25% off the sectional, and of course, 25% off your favorite recliner. Zero Res, man. Spell it forwards or backwards. Zero Res. It's the right way to clean.
Zero Res. When it comes to commercial fence services, Superior Fence and Rail has you covered. If your business needs automatic gates or security fence and railings, trust Superior with your next commercial project. Superior's team delivers great communication, high-quality products, and exceptional customer service. Just read any of their 2,300-plus reviews. When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Hey guys, I'm Daniel Heilman from the brand new Fourscore Golf Tavern. We do elevated food, drinks, and golf simulator fun. If you're looking for a delicious meal or maybe a spot for a client, we have lunch specials every day. Need to entertain a few people from out of town? Easy. Just reserve one of our 4 simulator bays. Lunch service starts at 11 a.m. daily. Located in San Marcos Square, we'll see you at lunch at Fourscore Golf Tavern.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555, Jacksonville. Now, the 2-minute drill. Brought to you by Tire Outlet. Keeping 1010XL rolling with wholesale prices and premium service. Tire Outlet, Jacksonville's largest locally owned automotive repair shop.
We go from Atlantic Beach back to 1010XL headquarters into the night with Rick Ballou. It is cranking and ready to go at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Rick, how are you, man?
Joe, I'm good. I'm really good. Looking forward to the next 3 hours. Got a lot to get done, and then after that, we'll kind of cruise into the weekend. But got some interesting things that I'm going to throw out there over the next couple of hours, so it should be, I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully the listeners are as well.
Yeah, I know they are. When you, and I know you did this yesterday, but at least let's revisit it. When the Cam Robinson suspension came out, what was the first thing that you told the listeners?
I actually thought it was okay for Jacksonville. You know, we had heard 6 games. I was also under the opinion that every day that went by could it end up being better for the Jaguars, because did they find something within that test, perhaps, performed by another entity or someone else who looked at the results and maybe found something that was different than the original folks who looked at it. I think 4 is fair. I would expect him to appeal. Could that be reduced to 3 games? I think there's a chance that may happen. And, I kind of took it a step farther. To me, the best case scenario is that Cam Robinson never plays again for this football team, that Walker Little is so good at left tackle, and that the rookie Anton Harrison is doing a good job at right tackle, that they feel as though they can move along without him. I know that I'm really in the minority with that opinion, but that's just the way that I feel.
Yeah, if they come out from a 7-game starter in Walker Little and he never misses a beat, that will be one of the best draft choices this team's ever made, honestly, when you boil it down.
Yep, no doubt about it. So we're going to celebrate Bobby Bonilla Day, and we're going to do plenty of other things. I have some projections that I want to throw out there to the listeners, and Gibby and I are going to have a good time doing that. I have a few other things I want to do, one including Georgia, one including Florida State. So we're going to be really busy here over the next 3 hours, and Hacker's on vacation. So this will be it for local programming up till 6, and then we'll see you back here on Monday.
All right, buddy. Sounds good. Appreciate it. We'll be listening.
All right, Joe.
All right, Rick Ballou into the night as he gets it cranking, coming up here in just a few minutes. Let's hand out a couple of buffets, tickets for 4, 2 adults, 2 kids, ABBQ, their celebration on Sunday, and 2 winners drawn out of the box.
First winner is Cindy Simpson. Second winner is Scott Watley, who may or may not be related to Tim Watley. JJ's famous friend, the anti-dentite.
Well, if he is an anti-dentite, he's still eligible to win these, so we say congratulations to him. Round of applause for both of them.
Yes.
We'll make sure that the folks here, Rick and Dylan, all of them, take care of them. They'll get in touch with them and make sure that they got their tickets ready to go for Sunday. All right, we are out. We had a great time today. And Taylor, thanks for hanging out with us.
Yeah.
Nice and full.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Here. Yeah, right here it is. It is. All right, thanks for hanging out with us. Joe C., Matty Hayes, Richie, we say thanks to him for engineering us and making sure we're good to go here. All the folks at ABPQ for inviting us out. And don't forget, Sunday, they're inviting you out to celebrate. JJ, back to JJville. A good job as always.
Come on, Joe. That ain't good enough. You gotta suck the blood out my mouth. Let's go, baby. Whoa!
Cruising with XL Primetime in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL.
I want to hear it from you. Now, what do I want to hear?
1010XL.
Again.
1010XL.
I can't hear you.
1010XL.
Active and pain-free. That's the ticket. Dr. George Barry here, and I know that's the goal of every patient I see. They want the best possible care so they can go back to enjoying life. That could be pickup basketball, golf, tennis, running, or just working out. It all requires you to be as healthy as you can be. If joint pain is taking its toll on your active lifestyle, come see me at Barry Orthopedics. We have locations all over Jacksonville and can diagnose and treat even the most severe joint pain. A homegrown Jacksonville practice. Find out more at BarryOrthopedics.com.
Duck Duck Air Conditioning, a division of Duck Duck Rooter, is looking for experienced and dependable HVAC services technicians to join our growing team. Duck Duck Air Conditioning is committed to delivering the highest level of service to our customers. Successful candidates will be hardworking, dependable, possess strong